Greetings, this is Farina Rinamentra, half-elven YouTuber, coming to you with another reaction, once again returning to the world of D&D. Or I should say, worlds of D&D. Today's episode, we return to the ruins of Drakkenheim. I'm brought to you in their ongoing campaign, and the Dungeon Dudes who's and their friends will have their characters quest around the ruins in the first season, Dungeons & Drakkenheim. Once again, I must stress that I do not rehearse these. and interesting developments have happened. Today's episode 14, Chasing Shadows, will have us return to the hidden dungeon within the mirror in Sebastian's own home. A more full recounting shall be given by the Dungeon Dudes, of course, where they not only have found an unused clone of his own mother, as well as been as as the Shadowhound that has plagued Sebastian's nightmare. But they now seem to find what appears to be another version of his mother. This one, I suspect, simulacrum, fully awake, but I think created before he was born and stuff, and has no idea who he is. This is going to be a very better rolling of initiative, I presume. Once again, they're going to have to try to maybe pull punches, like with the queen, and see what happens. Of course, this could also be another clone, because upon her death, her soul should have gone to that clone. The only reason I could think it may not is if it went to a different clone, earlier made clone. I'm not actually sure what one of the rules of clone, whether or not you can actually have more than one clone in play. Hang on. D&D. While I look that up, let's get, of course, first, I do not own nor am associated with the Dungeon Dudes or any other online presence. I'm just a fan sharing my thoughts and feelings with my fellow fans. And with that being said, let's get into this episode.
In search of riches, renown, and
revenge. Welcome to Drakkenheim. This is our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition stream with the Dungeon Dudes. That's me, the Dungeon Master, Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, and I'm going to be playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends.
Jillian Denitis playing Veosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, the human battle master.
We're so excited to be able to announce that tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim has been sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. They sent us a fantastic collection of their premium metal dice to use at their game tonight, and I'm still using these really gorgeous gold dice. I've totally fallen in love with them. They're a little ostentatious, and that's why I like them. And we are giving away a free set of Skull Splitter dice every month now to one lucky viewer. So if you follow us on Twitch or are subscribed to us on YouTube, or both, All you have to do is follow the link in the description below to confirm your entry. You also get a +1 bonus if you follow us on Twitter as well. We'll be announcing the winner for January shortly. So now we're in the February contest. So if you've already entered the prior contest last month, we had almost 500 people enter.
Nice.
It was super awesome. But if you join us again, you've got another shot at getting a free set of awesome dice from Skull Splitter. If you don't want to play the odds and win a free set, you can also head on over to skullsplitterdice.com, and we've got a discount code DDudes that you can use to save 15% off your first order. When last we left our heroes, they had ventured far to the south of Drakkenheim, about 5 miles, back to Sebastian Crow's hometown of Emberwood Village, the last bastion of civilization on the edges of the ruined city. There, our heroes paid a visit to Sebastian's longtime mentor, Eldrick Runeweaver, and caught up with River and Sebastian's family, who were all staying together in the Little Crow house. After a little bit of catching up, Sebastian has now followed up on several revelations. The fact that his mother, Lenneth Eventide, was an archmage of the Amethyst Academy. Lenneth did not ever tell Sebastian's father about her identity as a powerful mage. And so Sebastian, Veo, and Pluto resolved to visit the old Crow house, where Sebastian was born, in search of some answers. The house has been abandoned since Sebastian's birth, and searching through the home, beset with visions of strange, shadowy hounds and otherworldly figures, our 3 heroes found a cloak, a pair of glasses, and an amulet that had been buried in an empty grave behind the house. Putting on these 3 articles of clothing, they were able to step through a magical mirror that belonged to Lenneth in her life in the master bedroom into a strange sanctum of some kind, in a dark and shadowy realm with halls of obsidian, beset by shadowy creatures and tracked by an invisible hound of darkness. Our heroes have explored the halls of Lenneth's eldritch sanctum, finding an inert clone of Lenneth Eventide, but more so a active version, or an active, well,
I think it's simulacrum.
who's to say?
Kind of.
Tracking wet footprints through the halls of the
I
sanctum,
still say simulacrum.
our 3 heroes
That one.
came upon a icy cold chamber overlooking a large bay window overlooking the darkness of this shadowy realm, wherein there was a large metallic sphere that they opened up to find Lenneth Eventide wearing a cloak. She is a lithe elven woman of a rather regal bearing. She has kind of aquiline features to her, very sharp nose, long pointed ears, and raven black hair. But her skin is a sallow gray white, almost like it's sagging in strange places, wrinkled almost in a very unelven-like way. There's something off about her complexion. But she gazes at you with piercing cold eyes that are almost colder than the temperature of the chamber that you are in. It's a small room, as I said, overlooking the darkness of this shadowy realm. The walls and floors covered with a thick sheen of rime and ice. The steps then building up to this metallic sphere that you opened up, in which is a bed of snow where Lenneth was inside the sphere itself when you opened it. She looks at the 3 of you, regarding you with, again, this piercing cold look, and she says, "What are you doing here? This is my domain, and you will leave now."
My name's Sebastian Crow, and I'm here to rescue you.
Pluto, Vea, what do you say?
Could we just close the orb and just kind of like go about our day? Seal it back up?
Mama Carrot Top, it's nice to see
Meet you?
meet you.
We've been looking for you.
She responds to Veo. What? Mama Carrot Top? How dare you, you insolent wretch?
Hey,
My ears just go down. I'm like,
don't talk to her like that. She's my friend.
She will not address me by such vulgar terms.
I thought you were going to be much nicer than this. I'm not impressed.
You may leave peacefully now. I'm very busy, and this is my domain. I don't know how you got past the guardians outside, but you are not welcome here.
Do you even know who he is
Yeah, do you know who I am?
that you're addressing to just leave?
All I see are 3 strangers and intruders. Get out now.
I think you'd want to hear what he has to say.
I'm going to fix my glasses and address, ma'am, this is your son.
As you push the glasses back on, as you look at her through the glasses, you don't see a person of flesh and blood, but rather an immaculate sculpture of ice and snow.
Simulacrum!
Rather than the sagging kind of alabaster skin that she had before,
I know.
you see just
I may
this
not play, but I
frost
know my
and,
D&D.
her skin looks like packed snow. She's still wearing a cloak over top of it, this brown kind of graying tattered bit of cloak. But even her hair looks like it's made of strands of ice.
And it's not the same color cloak that Sebastian's wearing
No.
that we found. Okay.
No.
Tobias Crow, do you know him?
If you are looking for somebody, I think you've come to the wrong place.
This isn't my mom.
Are you an angel?
She smiles for a brief moment. No, I'm not.
Why do you look like that? You're an imposter, obviously.
She cocks her head, looks back at you, and says, I've had enough of this.
Wait, show her the journals.
Roll for initiative.
No!
Yeah,
We're going to beat up your mom.
This isn't my mom.
it's a simulacrum. Hang on.
This is one of your many moms.
I forget to simulacrum have.
You,
What's
I
the
have
spell
perpetually
about
more
simulacrums?
moms than I previously had. So I can spare one, I guess.
we have another one in the.
Yeah, we have
We have
spare.
one in the living room. In the
Prep the spare mom.
Ready, the mom?
Multiple moms. How many moms do you have now?
More than one? Apparently.
Wait a
Definitely
second.
gone
What do we
up.
got for initiative?
I just saw something.
21.
21?
Those glasses. Are those glasses of
10.
true sight?
4.
Are those true sight glasses?
I'm distracted.
I
by
just,
your
it just like
mom.
occurred to me, but yeah,
She's
those
an
might be.
angel. She's a
Imagine-
snow angel.
Imagine she yelled at me. She gets shot now.
I like how your ears went down.
Only moms
Okay.
can, scold you right,
So, first, Veo, you catch a glimpse of her reaching into her cloak and moving towards what looks like a magic wand and a glowing crystal orb as she steps forward out of the icy pod before you. She's moving to act violently. It's your turn.
Pull out my bow and I'm like, nope. And I take my bow and I aim towards the hand with the wand.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my Dread Ambusher and I get my 3 attacks on my first turn.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ooh, 8.
It aiming for her hand, it sails right between her hand and her thigh, singing through the cloak and tearing it slightly with a loud rip.
Whoops. Second shot.
Sorry about your cloak.
13.
It collides with her,
Mhm.
and as she does so, she turns her hand, and a shimmering shield appears in front of her and blocks the arrow.
Oh. Last shot.
Get her.
Oh no, 8 again.
The last shot is also deflected.
And in that moment, I say, well, I don't want to be on the end of that wand, so I start to run out the door and around the corner. But I don't want to go far because I still want to keep an eye out for my comrades, so just right around that corner.
Okay.
And I got my extra 10 foot of movement, so yeah, just around the corner. I can make it. Yes. That's it.
Okay. It is Lenneth's turn. She produces a crystalline snowball from underneath. It's almost like a snow globe.
Oh.
And
It's not so bad.
as she pulls it out of her cloak, she drops it down on the ground in front of her.
Oops.
And it cracks open. And as it does so, a humanoid form emerges from inside it, as you can hear the crackling of freezing ice and air and water as this massive ice sculpture forms into this hulking, muscled creature which looms up right in front of you.
Show us the battle map.
And as it reaches up
Show us
on
the battle
top
map.
of it, these big spikes start to grow out the top of its back that then crack open and break off into 4 small, fluttering ice creatures.
And she just got much
so
more.
intense.
And with that one
Um,
move, she just
Maybe she did it by accident. She dropped
and
it,
she
right?
and that
Yours very
and
backwards.
before their actual comedy was probably gonna be a little more like a 3-1 in their favor.
I'm shocked about all
So
She
I
now
just need
her
to
side
make
now
some
has
additions
twice
to our
their
initiative.
potential action comedy.
Oh, good.
Oh,
So that won't
super.
last
That's what
long.
we wanted.
Those creatures are crazy. So this is integrated by a second level
Look,
spell.
when it comes to first impressions, your mom is really losing me.
I don't think it's his mom.
I'm like looking at you. I'm like, this is not my mom. I'll introduce you to her later.
So I can stab this one?
Yes. I think we're safe to. It's safe to say we're on stabbing terms.
Okay, good.
Okay, so at the top then we have Veo, then Lenneth, then Sebastian, then the big ice creature elemental, then Pluto, then the small little ones. With that, Lenneth draws her the cloak up around her, and she cries out, "Destroy them!" Okay. Sebastian, it is your turn. You stand as this hulking creature of elemental ice bears down upon you. The air is freezing around it, coalescing into more frozen bits and spikes as it raises up its fists that are just fists of icicles.
All right. Sebastian rolls up his sleeves. Says, I don't know if this is going to work on all of these things, but it's time to give him the old razzle-dazzle. And I cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay.
Hypnotic.
Hypnotic. No, I like that. That's a good way to do
Hypnotic
it.
Pattern.
Where would you like to target it?
Probably on... Can I get Lenneth, the big guy, and this dude?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
It's pretty big, eh?
Get him.
It's a big one?
Yeah, 30-foot
Mhm.
cube.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, you need to make some saving throws against my 16.
The Mephit fails. The Earth Elemental gets a 15.
16 is the same.
Okay, so the Ice Elemental fails. And Lenneth, she gets...
I thought
like a-
Earth. Wait, what?
Oh, is she like a wizard or something?
Probably. I mean, that still gives me...
Actually, it's a 27, but we'll be fair.
Okay. And then I'm like, well, time to back up here. Pluto, it's all you.
Okay. The
Okay. She
ice
cannot.
elemental,
because that's where I want to
hypnotized
go.
in place by the
So not
hypnotic
cannot
pattern,
regain.
lowers its
They
two
can
arms
have
down and
spell
just
slots
stares at the pattern.
like the creators,
Pluto, you're up.
like
I
the creature they were based on,
I kind of like
but they cannot
walk
regain.
around it,
Okay.
like underneath one of its arms, as if I was admiring like a sculpture. Like, oh, sorry, pardon. And I stab with a javelin.
Okay.
So you move around.
I go, oop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to meet you. I'm so excited, but now I have to stab you. And this is just how this is. 22.
That is a hit.
For 9 damage. And I'm gonna do it again.
Sebastian and Veo, as you see Pluto's weapon, you're using your spear, your spear. As you stab into it, it's not blood that comes out of her, but bits of snow and ice that trickle down the spear. The spear.
She's a snow angel. I knew it.
Snow demon.
Snow demon. I have a irrational fear of snow people, and I'm going to take it out on her. It's part of my lore.
Is it?
I
don't believe that for a second.
precision strike for 22 again,
Okay, that is a hit.
and for 8 damage.
Okay. Anything else, Pluto?
Oh, wait. Does precision attack get the thing with the more damage?
I don't believe it does.
Yeah, it's just to help hit.
Yeah.
It. Yeah. So cool.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shove her onto the ground.
Okay.
Shovey.
Shove her.
21.
Yes. She is still a feeble mage. As mighty as she is not that strong. So
I'm beating up a lady, a snow lady. I go, I'm your Prince Charming, Snow White. And I start smashing her with my shield as I'm stabbing her.
There you go.
Okay.
Because I'm a gentleman. I'm really sorry about your mom.
You're like looking back at me. You're stabbing her, smashing her with the shield. I'm sorry.
Okay. The Mephits.
Oh boy. Oh, here they come. Ice to see you.
Oh, good lord!
They flutter through the air on wings of ice, almost impossibly. This glitter of
And
dust
they make
following in their wake.
those joke stuff. Their
And
companions should
as they
take
do
you
so,
down.
they exhale a burst of cold out in front of them. And I need both of you, Sebastian, 2 dexterity saving throws. You've got to make 1 there, Pluto.
And is it against me? Is it directed at me, or is it an AoE?
It's an AoE. It's a cone of frost.
18.
18. You make your saving throw, but you still take 5 points of cold damage.
I will accept.
I get a 19 and an 10.
So those both succeed. You still do take 10 points of cold damage from the 2 attacks, and I will need 2 concentration checks.
That's a 27 and a 11.
Both succeed. Well done.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Okay. And we go to the top of the round with Veo.
All right. I hear all this commotion and I peek my head back out and I'm like, oh, you guys, you need some help. And I cast Zephyr Strike to get a little bit more on my bow. And I take my 2 shots. My first one with advantage from the Zephyr Strike.
Who are you shooting?
Oh, sorry. I'm shooting the elemental right beside.
Super. Yep.
Or sorry, the
The Mephits? Yep.
and that is for 18.
18, it hits.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, mental math. 25 damage.
Oh.
It pops like shattered glass and violently explodes into shrapnel.
Oh no.
No.
Sebastian, you need to make a dexterity saving
Uh-oh.
throw.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm really good at these. Okay. 15.
Okay, you take 4 slashing damage.
Oh, you're getting.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Kill the other one.
And
That's
I take the other
That is
shot.
another concentration check, though.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good.
I then take the other shot. Can I shoot past
It was a 25.
Sebastian?
If that's-
Yeah, they're flying in the air around him, so
Okay.
you can absolutely get the
Yeah,
shot
so-
in
And I
on it.
take my second shot
Against the other Mephit?
against the other Mephit.
Yep.
And that is 15.
This can only go well.
It goes right into the Mephit.
22
Those
damage.
hits.
It pops like a light bulb. And once again, Sebastian.
Sorry.
Now, that
Raining
one,
ice.
unfortunately, also damages the ice elemental with the explosion, shaking it out of the hypnotic pattern.
Oh no. And I need another dexterity save?
Yeah.
23.
You're fine.
Concentration.
Elemental does fail its dexterity saving throw, and it takes the full damage from the shard, but it is now snapped out of the hypnotic pattern.
Do I still need to make a concentration for this little Mephit here?
If you so choose, yes. Or you can dismiss this if you just want to fail, if you don't care.
I care a little.
Okay.
Mephit or Mephit?
Seven,
this is-
sorry, 13.
Okay, the spell is still in effect.
Hooray.
Yeah, you might as well, right?
Yeah, might as well until I have a different spell to cast. But
Okay. Super. So, Veo, anything else?
Well, there's
Okay.
no thing as a Mephit, so it has
So-
to
thank
we
you.
now go to
Little
Lenneth.
sharded.
She grits her teeth. As you bear down over her, she grits her teeth and disappears from view.
No.
Snow Woman. She's a demon.
But not to you.
Oh, I can still see her.
Yes, because you're wearing the glasses. So you just see this,
Yeah,
this
those are
shadowy
glasses.
outline.
So she
Freaking
snaps
true
her
sight.
fingers, and she's still there.
Yes.
Or is it just
Cool
seeing
trick.
invisible?
And she turns to run from you, though. You can make an attack of opportunity.
Get her.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Get her, Pluto.
21.
21, that is a hit.
Yes. Go, go.
9 damage.
Nice.
I go, there's no way you're getting away from me.
Yes.
She does succeed her concentration check, though.
Oh, I'm going to make her fail one of these. I'm going to keep.
Okay,
Stab it.
Stop her in place when you do that?
it does because you have Sentinel, correct?
Cool.
Yep. Didn't think that one through. Okay. Sebastian, we go to you.
So there's this big ice guy that just woke up in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
In a panic, Sebastian holds out his hand and just starts blasting fire beams at it.
Okay.
I'm casting Scorching Ray.
Nice.
That's a 10.
The scorching ray is deflected off of its icy hide.
Oh no! Fire another one. That's a little better. 13.
It does not penetrate through the ice,
Oh, okay, last
leaving
one.
just a small crack on one of the shards of ice.
All right, Skull Splitter dice, go.
Oh!
There's a crit.
Nice.
Skull Splitter crit.
Yes.
There it is.
I just have to announce it and then it works.
Have to talk to it.
You gotta, yeah.
Schmooze the dice.
So I'm just going to roll twice the amount of dice here. for my crit. And actually, I'm going to use Empowered Spell to re-roll 3 of those dice.
Okay.
That's a good call.
There we go.
Nice.
Yes.
13 damage.
Alrighty. Fire.
The elemental shrugs at the hit.
I back
Although
up.
parts of it have buckled away, the froth and melted slightly, it already freezes in place, even though some of its mass has been broken off. So, we now go to the elemental, who turns and basically it's takes its arms out as wide as it can, and it just spins. Just kind of like the top of its the bottom part of it almost rotating in place, and just spins like a top with this 2 mace-like arms, just slapping both of you in the back of the head.
Oh.
So one on Sebastian and one on.
Oh, I
Pluto.
didn't move away, did I?
I don't think you did. No. I get a 22 against Pluto and an 18 versus Sebastian.
Solid hit.
Okay, both of you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow, 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 ow.
Boom.
How are you doing?
And you can just feel the ringing in your ear, and you can hear the shattering of the icicles that have broken off the other side. And as it completes the spin, it just flexes, and more spikes come out of the end of its fists.
Uh-oh. How are we going to deal with this thing? That's why I'm beating up Lennet.
Yeah.
Pluto, you're up.
Beat up on
As I recover from my mild concussion, I go into a flurry of stabbing Snow Lady.
Okay.
Why won't tell your thing to stop it? 16?
It seems as your blade comes down, there is a field of force protecting her.
She tricky, yo. 11. Okay, I got an action surge.
Okay.
Okay, 25.
25, that will go through. The blow connects.
For 10 damage.
Okay. Again, in place of blood from the connected blow, just bits of ice, snow, and even a little bit of gravel fly from her.
And then a 24
Another solid hit.
for 8 damage.
That leaves her bloodied.
And then is she
You can mark that for me, Joe.
I'm actually gonna use my second wind this time, because she's still down on the ground.
No, she stood up.
Okay.
On a previous turn, yeah.
I'm gonna knock her down again.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go.
I got a 7. Wait,
We do our best.
how do I do it? Do I do it?
She gets a 13.
How do I? I'm just doing my strength.
Opposed athletics.
Athletics. 10? No,
she stays
just
up. Yeah.
Darn it. Okay.
And she does make both of her concentration checks for
Darn
her
it.
invisibility.
I'm gonna get hit in the back of the head again, aren't I?
She's still invisible, right?
She is, yes. Okay. That was Pluto. So the Mephits. There is one Mephit remaining that latches itself onto Pluto's back and claws at you, Pluto. Getting a 15 against your AC?
No good.
Okay. Go back to the top then with Veo.
I see all this commotion happening, and I want to aim at the big guy because I don't want my friends to get hit again. So I'm going to take my 2 shots. I'm going to cast Sever Strike again, second time.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I get that advantage. So first shot. 20.
That is a hit.
Yep.
Against the big elemental.
The big elemental. 27 damage.
It's amazing. Do you have a magical weapon? No.
I do not.
Okay. It seems that its magical nature has blunted the damage dealt.
Let's use my magical arrows.
Oh yeah.
Can I tell this that it's because he's magical?
You can see this, that something, it is a creature of magic.
I then decide on my second shot. I have 5 magical arrows. I want to use one.
Okay.
Let's see if I hit. 12.
Unfortunately, the arrow sails past.
We'll go get it after.
We'll go get it
If
after.
we survive.
Okay. Missing that, I duck back around the corner.
Okay. Lenneth. She grabs the corner of her cloak, pulls it up around her, and disappears in a puff of smoke.
No. And this time I adjust my
And
glasses.
as she does so,
Is she do another?
you just hear the words, "You can freeze to death in there." Sebastian, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
You're good at
automatic
those.
doors, my one weakness.
You're fine.
12.
Which side of the doors do you want to be on?
Save Pluto!
The inside. Oh,
Keep
I'm gonna
me
regret
warm.
that with
Keep
3
me
hit
warm.
points.
Oh, yeah! Oh, no!
The doors slams shut, and quite suddenly a wall of ice appears in front of the doors. There, you can see this from the other side as well.
I'm like,
Are we still in initiative?
You are indeed, because this elemental's still there.
Oh, it's still there?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I jump into the room, see this freeze over, and like holding all my wounds, I turn to you, Pluto, and I'm just like, I'm here for you, bud. We got this, right?
I can't find her. And I'm like trying to use my glasses. Like I'm like, where'd she go?
I'm feeling a little woozy. If you could, I don't know, kill some things.
I'll try.
I'm outside, just like, I was in a really intense position. Now I'm like, so now, what?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So she just poofed.
Yeah, and the door slams shut and iced over.
She's so rude.
I don't like her.
Your mom, yeah, worst first impression. Like maybe she's having a bad day. or
Sebastian,
whatever,
it's your
but,
turn.
like,
What are you going to do?
I'm super not impressed.
I don't see any way to get past this guy without him getting an opportunity attack, right?
You're 5 feet away from him.
If I move around him, am I close enough to grab Pluto without leaving his range?
You could move into his reach and stay in his reach while moving around him, yes.
Could I grab Pluto and Thunderstep?
Yes, you can.
Can I Thunderstep outside of the room?
You can try.
I try.
Okay, where are you going to go? Okay. I have to make Constitution saving throws for them, which they fail. You can roll the damage. Very nice move.
Yes, you saved my life again. Well, we'll see.
I'm going to use Empowered Spell to reroll all of those.
Okay.
Oh,
That's better. 20 damage.
Okay. Make a Charisma saving throw.
This is your moment.
29.
Okay.
Nice roll.
So as you lift the two of you together to teleport away, you can almost feel the shadows of this realm trying to pull you apart as you move extra dimensionally. But you're able to maintain your sense of being and thrust you and Paluto desperately out on the ground across from the other side of the door.
And then I collapse. It's been a hard day.
How do they come into the scene?
The way we've been talking about Thunderstep is that it's almost like, you know, that kind of sound right before a thunderstep where like the air kind of sucks in for a moment and then it's like a bam.
Yeah.
Well, they appear with like a bam because it's thunderstep. So they just show up and just kind of collapse forward right beside you, Veo.
I imagine like that I'm kind of like scratching my head around, not really knowing what to do, and all of a sudden it's just like bam beside Veo, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
don't do that anymore.
I like slowly get to my feet, start brushing off all the ice, pulling like icicles out of me, and I'm like, yeah, we did good. We did we did all right in there, everybody. Good work all around.
I want to kill a snowman.
You want to kill Snowman?
That's my mom.
So
I don't know if it's your mom.
Yeah.
I doubt that fact. You know when like Queen Lenore's around, I was so sure it was her.
I'm not sure at all.
I'm not sure that's your mom.
And if she is, she's being kind of mean.
Do you need a healing potion?
I need like
You have some, right?
I need a healing bath.
Do you have
Yeah.
any?
God, don't worry about it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. You guys want to go to the pub? Pub?
Well, we're back at your. We kind of claimed this as your place now. I remember last time we kind of assumed that this is now your place. So this room is sort of off limits for the time being.
Yeah, we'll just put like an out of service
Yeah.
sign on the
yeah,
store.
just like a.
Um,
Is the door like locked?
It's
Frozen.
frozen over from the other side.
She left. She disappeared. If I have the glasses and I look down the hallways, do I see her?
You look down the hallways
I'm just gonna scan in my immediate.
back towards the set of doors, and there are a fresh set of watery footprints and small chunks of snow going back down into the main foyer and up the stairs again.
I'm gonna tell these guys.
you guys
because,
want to follow those?
We gotta move quickly.
I'm
I'm hunting a snow person.
okay. Let's go. I'm just gonna pull this health potion out and drink it.
Yes.
What's a potion of greater healing give us?
20 points back.
I'm gonna drink one.
Okay.
I am also going to drink one. How many points, sorry?
The greater ones are 20.
Nice.
All right, and then let's keep up the pursuit.
Okay, so we're like running and chugging potions.
And I'm leading with the glasses, so I'm doing like the.
Oh, and I left my magic arrow behind.
Can we just
Oh,
assume
we'll
that
get it.
the
Oh.
greater healing potions come in like a Gatorade spray bottle, so that we can just be running and be like,
Oh no, one of those camel packs where I have a little sipper that I can use as I hands free
okay, good.
for the fighter on the go. I rolled some really bad on that action surge. I rolled 2 4s. Brutal. And then she shielded, which okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm following the footprints.
Let's go find the frosty popsicle.
We're coming after you.
Okay.
She's no longer Mama Carrot Top.
No.
No,
Frosty popsicle.
she's Ice Mom. But I don't know.
She's
A cold-hearted mom.
Did you say she's cold as ice?
Ooh, and I'm willing to sacrifice her.
Oh, man. We went there. Okay. We went there. Thanks.
I'm just
Okay.
wanting you to keep track of all the psychic damage being dished out.
You're standing in the hallway. You've escaped this frigid room. What are you going to do?
we're chasing the footprints.
Go for the
Pursuing
footprints.
footprints.
Okay. Which way will you go then?
After the footprints.
Okay. So back up to the foyer to the main hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is it still fresh as we go? Like, is it still? Is it
They
an obvious
are.
trek?
You did not skip a beat, so you're moving quite quickly after.
Does it
And
show where they start?
they start at the end of the hallway.
So I didn't see her come out when she teleported because she's still visible, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
We need your glasses for seeing.
Mm-hmm. I got her.
You got it.
I'll follow me. Follow me, Jackson 3.
You mean Vero and the Pussycats?
No,
The
I didn't.
3 crows are
Oh,
on the move.
Okay, we'll sort
Let's
this
go,
out later.
Pussycats. You lead the way.
Whoa.
You lead the way.
Ghostly 3 on the hunt.
A dramatic running scene.
Ooh.
Slowly falling behind.
I'm just kind of like jogging along
Okay.
with you because I'm like, I could go faster.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for pacing.
You rush up back to the hallway, back to the foyer, and back up the stairs, coming back up them to that large laboratory room where there were the two pillars converging in the glass sphere in the middle, in which there is the clone of Lenneth.
Oh no.
The laboratory equipment is all scattered about, and it looks like someone has been rummaging through a bunch of the things in here, trying to grab something, pick up a few things, administer a few things, and you can see like splashes of water and ice all over. The stairs then, the footprints then go. It went upstairs before. They go down this time.
I go downstairs
Do it.
and I keep running.
Don't run on stairs. It's dangerous.
Oh, and slippery.
Yeah.
Slippery when wet.
But yes, we continue the pursuit.
Okay. Okay. You rush down the stairs. This time coming to, once again, another cube-shaped chamber. Just like before. As you come down the stairs, they go down to a landing and then up and then again. And again, it's almost an identical size and shape. These rooms that are approximately 60 feet wide and long and 60 feet high. Perfect cubes. And this room, however, has been outfitted quite differently from some of the other ones that you've seen before. Let me just pull up my notes here.
Really aesthetically pleasing house, though. Like realm. I like the.
Just needs a coat of paint.
Yeah, other than all
Yeah.
the scary shadow monsters and ice.
We're gonna change the lighting aesthetic.
Probably
the feng
put
shui.
like a nice furnace in here.
Yeah,
Smart.
Some
especially
nice
in that last
fireplaces.
room.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just
Needs a good fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
you need an HVAC guy to come in and just kind of get a quote, get a good quote.
Maybe hang some paintings on the wall. It's pretty bleak in here.
Okay, so we went downstairs this time.
black.
The only problem with making a four-dimensional dungeon is that you forget the order everything is in. Okay. So we went up and then they went down again, which means that you are in.
We're having the same conversation. We're like,
Yeah,
went
it's like up and then
we're
down,
like,
yeah,
oh, we went
yeah.
up and down.
We're
To make sure
just
we-
as lost.
Okay.
You never know where these staircases are gonna end up. Somebody draw a map.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
I did draw a map. I pull out
So-
and it just has like lines going nowhere and it's like just question marks everywhere.
I can follow that.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm. So before you had passed through a library and a summoning chamber, and now you come into a room that has been outfitted almost like a small barracks. There are about 6 beds in this room, each of which has a awning or a kind of room divider or bookshelves separating them each from each other. Each of the light in this room is quite a bit lower than everywhere else, and it seems like each of the individual sections of this room have been isolated off so that there's a little bit of privacy, almost as if some people could come in here to study or stay as guests, but the accoutrements are very Spartan otherwise.
And the footprints lead in here.
The footprints cross the room and then go down the stairs on the opposite side.
Let's go. Let's do it.
We're barely taking time.
And there's
to-
another set of there's 3 sets of stairs in this room. One that the ones that you came through, another set that go up, and another set that go down.
So I'm kind of like more or less tracking the ground for the footprints than I am paying even really much attention
Okay.
to the surrounding.
I'm paying a little bit of attention and I turn to the other two. I'm like, are we keeping track of how to get back?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, it's like that. I picture that painting with all the stairs where
Eventually, it'll lead
we're
back
just
to-
kind of
Mhm.
like, or like a Scooby Doo thing where we're running through doors
Mhm.
and we're just running back and forth along the same hallway.
So which, just so we know, which stairs are we following? So you said there's 3.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Are they all going down? Are they all going up? Are they going different
You
directions?
came down this set of stairs.
Yep.
And then there's another set of stairs on the north wall going up, and on the opposite you going down again. So you're going across. So you came down, and now you're going down again.
We're going
Yeah,
across
down
the room and then
again.
down. Okay.
Yeah.
Up, down, down. I'm gonna keep track.
Okay,
of
I
that.
like
Mhm.
that. Yes. Good, Veo.
Okay.
You're a guide.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I do.
And a
As
Russell.
as you come to the base of the staircase, who's leading?
Pluto. Me.
Pluto. You got one chance to make a perception check.
This is my forte. I say confidently without even looking at my stats. Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Proceed.
15.
15. Okay.
Oh, and just kidding. Yes, 15, because I am exhausted still, so all my
I
ability
see.
checks.
Okay. Okay. You hear as you come towards the
shit.
top of the stairs. You hear for a split second someone uttering arcane words
From
from the landing of the stairs. So someone that you can't see. You look down. The snow stops. There's a large puddle, and you can hear someone uttering some arcane words under their breath.
and I can't see.
You can't see, but you can
Uh,
hear them.
I'm gonna do a power slide.
Okay.
So to go down the stairs, I'm gonna do like a feet first, slide down. I don't even know if this is gonna work.
Okay.
To try to inherently dodge.
Okay.
This, magical attack.
Alrighty. We'll keep the initiative order as before. So we'll just say we're back from your turn. As you come down these stairs,
Oh, and I'm gonna yell, "Watch out!"
you go watch out. So you kind of hit the deck. You're at the bottom of the stairs. You can hear these arcane words about to happen. Vale, what are you going to do?
I stop on the stairs.
At the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a split moment where the Lenneth comes into view once again as she completes casting Cone of Cold. And it fires, this blast of cold goes up the stairs, which Sebastian,
I don't think I've had a chance to do anything.
yeah, Sebastian, how far back would you be then?
I was probably in the back of the 3 of us.
Okay.
So if she's at the top of the stairs, I'm just past it.
So I need Constitution saving throws because the Cone of Cold blasts up the stairs. I'm going to give advantage on the saving throw to Pluto and Sebastian because Pluto, you did the power slide underneath, and Sebastian, you're so far back. But Vejo, you're basically catching the Cone of Cold in your face.
Constitution?
Con?
Yes, please.
12. Big old
You said with
frostbitten.
advantage.
Mm-hmm.
25.
25. Okay.
23.
23.
12.
12. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. So I'm looking for a 21.
Oh,
What'd you get?
25.
25?
23.
Okay, so both of you succeed your saving throws against the Cone of Cold.
Nope.
Vale, you do not.
So sorry.
It's going to be bad.
Veo, you're gonna be a cold kitty.
Popsicle. It's gonna be great.
It's 40 points of cold damage.
Woo!
And half for the two of you that made saving throws.
I'm gonna use Shieldmaster Evasion and absorb it with use my reaction and absorb it with my shield.
Okay.
There goes that potion I took.
still have one more hit point than you.
After taking us straight on. Oh my gosh. You're not only our muscle, but our tank and our guide and our.
You are the team. We're just
We're
come
here for the
along
ride.
For the
Okay.
ride.
No.
As she finishes casting the spell, she breathes deeply and scurries down the stairs.
Do I get a shot at her?
You're power sliding down the stairs.
And I use the shield as
You
like
just pulled the shield up. I'm going to say that because you were focusing on defense as you power slowed down, you're not close enough to her to make the attack.
Can I huck a javelin at her?
On your turn, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna.
She continues to run down the stairs. Sebastian, it's your turn.
Can I still see her?
She's gone down the stairs. You'll have to run down.
I run after her.
Okay.
So I move 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see her?
You can. Yeah. You can see her at the base of the stairs. She's run down. You can see that she's coming into another cube like room, but you can't quite see what the rest of the features of the room are.
I get to the bottom of the stairs and I just yell, "Stay put!" And I cast web.
Nice. Okay.
Woo!
She gets a 8.
The web just sticks all around her,
Okay.
putting her to the ground, and she's just trapped there.
Alrighty. Pluto, we go over to you.
I recover from my power slide.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get to her? Is she
Yes.
far enough away?
You'd have to use double move to get all the way to her, unless you want to. If you want to get right up to her,
I will. I'll dash.
Okay.
And
So you come to the base of the stairs and find that you're back in the lab room.
your house is freaky, man.
Is it the same lab room? or
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
We'll have to find a map or a guide or something at some
At
point.
least some sort of like.
And now let's just
There's
deal
no way
with,
an elevator would work in this place.
with Snow Mom.
I want to get ahead of her. Like I want to get on the other side of the web.
She's restrained in the web. She's struggling against it, but she is trapped in there.
And I'm gonna give her a command like, stop.
Okay. Top with Vale.
So I'm a bit frostbitten on my face. How many feet is it down the stairs where I can see her?
In total, from the top of the stairs to the next set of stairs, from one room to the next,
Mhm.
60 feet of movement is required.
No. Okay. I am going to use my feline agility,
Okay.
which doubles my speed, and I'm gonna book it down the stairs to where I can see her,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take 2 shots at her.
All right. You got advantage because she's restrained.
She's
13.
Even restrained in place, the magical field of force protecting her shields her from the blow.
I'm gonna take a second shot with
Mhm.
a magical arrow.
Okay.
Nope. 10.
Sorry, Vale.
Nope. I am not aiming true today.
it's okay. It's okay.
It's
Okay.
okay.
You did just get blasted in the face with all this snow and ice.
I
Yeah.
literally have icicles coming
Mhm.
off my face. I'm like, I'll be okay. Shooting my
I don't blame you. I'm not holding it against you. You're having a rough time right now. You and I are limping all over the place.
I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. We now go to Lenneth. She's restrained in the webs, and Sebastian, you see an expression on her face that you recognize as that frustrated expression, but also like a look of horror. The look of a mage who's out of spell slots.
Did you just
Oh,
smile?
the evil look. And she kept gaining spell slots. She's a simulacrum.
And as she struggles against the web, she just fires a chill touch at Pluto,
Hi.
Oh, she's got a cantrip.
getting a 28 to hit.
Oh, Ow. Hey. She's so cold.
Pluto, that's going to be 17 points of necrotic damage.
Ah. If I didn't do that reaction thing, I'd be so down. Right?
And you can't regain hit points till the end of her next turn.
I was gonna like restrain her. Oh, I'm so stabbing her. Like it's not even.
Get her.
Sebastian, you're up.
As a bonus action, I'm going to use my last 3 sorcery points to gain back a 2nd level spell slot. I'm going to walk towards the web, and I say, "You know what, Mom? You're fired." And I cast Scorching Ray.
Okay. You have advantage on all the attacks.
24.
That hits.
I'm just going to do all 3 and see if they hit, and then we'll calculate damage.
All her fire. She's in the web.
Actually, I'm going to roll one more of those. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. Elven accuracy.
Good call. Crit.
Crit.
Oh my god.
There it is.
And the third one. 27.
That hits as well. Wow. So this is a crit and 2 hits.
Crit and
So
2 hits.
8d6 fire damage total?
Yep.
Yep.
14 for the crit.
Gross.
Nice.
18 more.
Very well done.
The 3 scorching rays pierce right through her body, melting away her flesh like snow, and leaving behind that icy residue after snow has been melting for too long. And as the flames rip through the rest of the webs, she melts, leaving behind only the cloak, her wand, and a puddle of water.
I reach down and I pick up the wand. This was a crappy reunion anyway. I put it in my pocket.
Yeah, not how I thought this was gonna go.
I don't even like. Part of me wanted to question her, but I don't. She almost killed me. She almost killed you.
She yelled at me.
She kind of hurt Pluto a little.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I'm sure Pluto's having a rough time.
I am a little shaken, and I hope this doesn't affect when I meet your real mom, if she's still alive.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hope.
I don't know.
I hope this doesn't leave a bad taste in my.
I'm just
Yeah,
wondering
'cause
about
that's
what
the
that
question.
clone is.
The clone.
I mean,
Where-
we
where-
might have
where
better
is the
look at
soul?
clone, but this wasn't my.
The
mom.
clone was that clone.
If we open this other one and it's the same reaction, I'm gonna be so mad.
Does you
Me
already?
too. I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
I'm
at
just
that point,
disappointed.
At that point.
Sebastian, you can make an Arcana check.
22.
Okay. With what's just happened and what you saw in the other room, you can very easily deduce, given the capabilities of what you've seen around you, this definitely wasn't your mother. It was a simulacrum spell of her, which might explain why it doesn't recognize you. Because simulacrums can't regain their spell slots, and they also can't form new experiences or memories. So this simulacrum might have been created before you were even born.
Seemingly before she met my father at all,
Yeah, she didn't.
because she didn't know Tobias either.
Sorry.
Wow.
Does it?
And
Does-
before manners were invented, also.
Does a simulacrum
Apparently.
carry like the same personality as its creator?
Probably.
Ouch.
Yeah.
But existence is pain for a simulacra, and if this simulacra existed for like 30 years, it or even longer. Also, given that it casts so few spells, like it was tapped out.
We put it out of its misery.
Anything cool about the wand?
The wand is a blackened wand with the expression of a howling face upon the end of it. The wand is magical, as is the cloak.
Cool. I pick up the cloak as well. Kind of wring it out.
As you wring it out, you can see that the cloak has been tattered and waterlogged, but it would have been at one point this very fine, almost velvet red cloak. Very fine, almost velvet red cloak. It seems like age has really worn it down, but it is magical in nature, as is the wand, and if you take some time, you'll be able to identify them.
Cool. I put the cloak in my bag of holding for now, and the wand is in my pocket.
Okay.
Do wands get holsters? Like, can I have a cool wand holster?
You could
I don't know. We'll work on
see
it.
someone
Okay.
who works with letters about getting a proper
I'm feeling a
holster.
little bit run down.
There were some beds up or down or maybe sideways.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's
I
like
think I know where they are.
we just killed Simulacrum. Wait, Simulacrum. Simulacrum? There, got
Yep,
it.
yep, we found it.
we
Yep.
it took the scenic route, but we got there.
But I still feel like we don't have any answers. Like, where are we? Why was this created? What's going on? So I mean, I'm a little spent here. My magic energies are running pretty low. I feel about 3 healthy. So
If you had to put a
if
number,
I had to put a number on it.
on
Yeah,
like
yeah.
between 0 to 37, I'd say I'm about a 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel you. I'm
very
along
specific.
those lines.
I'm Do we like?
We could just go have a nap in the
We could do like-
guest room.
We can do like we did with the Umber
Yeah,
Hulk
but-
and take watches.
I mean, also, I mean, if we go back out the mirror, we know where this place is. We can like go rest and then come back.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
What about the ice elemental?
He's frozen in a fridge room.
Okay.
You left him in the fridge.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be
He'll be
preserved.
He'll
okay.
be good. He'll be good.
Now that its master is dead, maybe it needs a new one.
Or is dead.
But we're not going to test that yet. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay, what will you do?
What do you guys think? What do you think?
My plan was to just go upstairs, downstairs, wherever to those beds, and we can stay in here.
What time is it? What time is it? I don't have
Yeah,
a sundial on my wrist.
Yeah. This is a featureless realm of inky black darkness. There is
Can't go
nothing
now.
to give you any sense of the passage of time.
All right. I think we should go check out.
But we could also leave. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking that there was a demon, summoning spell upstairs that's randomly popping
Oh,
out
yeah.
demons. I don't know if I necessarily feel comfortable resting while that's
Should
happening.
we just go, can we go give it a quick peek? I'm going to go take a quick look, do one of those, around the corner of, the edge, just to see if
Can
it's
all
still...
3 of us, 1, 2, 3, around the
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just to take a quick look, just to see if it's still...
So you go up, you all peek around the corner, and you see that the one room, which is only outfitted as the summoning chamber, just continues to flicker as the magic swells up with a large crackle and boom. A demon appears, and it just looks up really confused for about 3 seconds before disappearing again. Although what you start to realize is happening after just watching it for about a minute is it seems to be doing this to not an infinite number of demons, but about the same 5 or 6 demons.
I just wave at them. Hi.
Oops.
Every time they come by, I'm just like, I'm Veo.
And then once in a while, as you watch it go by, the demon it cycles through a few new ones, but it seems to be there's this particular demon that looks like he's got an insectoid head, and he's all covered with an icy sheen. He's got a pitchfork, and he's just prepared for things. And when he appears, he charges towards you and then disappears again.
And does he always reset back to the middle of the summoning
Yeah.
circle? Oh, great.
He's never
This is
gonna get out.
this is perfect.
Just like get some popcorn or something.
Yeah, this is my entertainment room. I'm gonna like set up a chair and just like sit here and like wave at the demons.
They're gonna hate you at some point.
Yeah, at some point they're gonna break out, and that's gonna be the worst.
Yeah.
But for now,
But for now,
So
that's for
Entertainment.
future Sebastian
Yeah.
to deal with.
so I don't know what else is here other than those demons, and I don't feel safe just in
Mhm.
case they get out. I don't want to be rampaged by a demon in my sleep.
Oh, fair.
But I also don't necessarily want to stay in your creepy old house.
no, I was thinking like we could literally go back to the new crow house.
Yeah,
Go to bed,
yeah,
come back in the morning.
that sounds good.
We can ask your dad some
Yeah,
questions.
maybe we can like inquire
about his knowledge of this mirror.
and be like, yeah, so here's a wand, here's a cloak. We
Mhm.
killed fake mom. We fought some demons.
I'd leave all
there's
this
a
in
whole
black.
world behind that mirror.
When
What up?
I'd tell that to
You know about this? Yeah. we
maybe
need to go
Brooke
ask.
and
Yeah,
or-
yeah,
or
we
front
would
to-
have to. And this
Remember?
other
and
clone room,
maybe or no,
Is
are they
it-
even still there?
is
I
it-
forgot. What do they
with
leave?
my expert knowledge of how magic works,
Hmm.
Go ahead, Pluto.
does
Go
it look inactive? Active? Does it?
The
basing-
apparatus is thrumming with power,
Oh.
but it seems to be in a holding pattern.
Because we should maybe wait to open that one, but maybe we can open it and be like, "We're your master."
Clone mom might be much nicer than Simulac mom.
That's true. You could have a real mom.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping for now is
It's a bright and sunny day, and you can have like you can play with her, have hang out and
we
stuff.
can go on
Skip
picnics.
In
Yeah.
the fields,
Mhm.
flowers.
We could be a real family.
But there's no sun, unfortunately, in Drakkenheim. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna
Right.
be
it'll be in the
super
rain.
sad
Yeah.
still.
Okay, so you'll beat a retreat
Mhm.
and head back to Emberwood Village.
But I want to make sure we grab the stuff off the statue before we leave.
the cape. The stuff that we
Yes.
need to
Okay.
We
come
need
and
to-
go.
Yeah.
And I have my
obviously.
glasses on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
answers.
So you take the
My
the amulet, the cloak, and the glasses, and leave the room. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
The weird pocket dimension.
As you leave and step out of the mirror and back into the real world, sensibly, you probably spent the better part of an hour or two in that world. But as you step back outside, it look back up over to where the sun is, because you can still kind of tell, even though it's overcast. Like Drakkenheim proper, the sun doesn't come out, but the day, looking around, because you came in here around the mid-afternoon, and Emberwood Village tends to pick up by the afternoon. It seems like barely any time has passed at all.
I mean, that's a good thing. That means that us leaving, resting, and going back in every time we're in there, it's just.
Means I've lost 2 hours of my life.
Or
Don't stay
do
in there
I
for too
feel
long.
2 hours older? Oh God, I have so many questions.
Yeah, don't stay in there for too long. I feel like.
No, but if I stay in there, do I age? Oh, we need to do experiments, guys.
I have another idea.
Yeah.
What if we just took the mirror?
What if it breaks the magic? I don't know how that works.
Either do I.
I'm just a bit. I want to be able to get back in to find clone Carrot Top, Mama.
I'm worried about breaking it, but I wonder if
If we just put it in the bag of holding and we have like a,
Can it fit in there?
anything can fit in there.
you gotta just
Maybe.
jam it.
Just yeah, it's like a moving truck, you know. You just gotta organize it properly.
Yeah.
But like maybe moving the mirror to a safer location.
Who's it safer for though? Is it safer for everyone? Well, like
Well,
think
it
about
being in an abandoned house that kids break into to like, I don't know.
It's like protected in its
kids things.
secrecy a little bit because no one really knows. So
Yeah.
that has there's the up there,
I
but-
mean, it's been here for how many years, and it's fine.
and they also need the things, right?
I think we need to be really careful about how we.
I just wanted to
Mm.
throw it out not as a do it now, but it's
Yeah.
maybe something to we can sleep on that where
Yeah.
we could eventually like take the mirror if we needed to and or try it.
Yeah.
If we understand it more.
Definitely.
Mhm.
I would say like let's sleep on it
Yeah.
and then come back and make decisions after we.
Was it
figure
covered
this
when
out.
we got here?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, let's,
Okay.
maybe we should cover. it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just put like a blanket over it
Take
or
one
a
of the
sheet.
sheets.
Yeah.
Yep. We don't want anybody seeing themselves dead in the mirror.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
shocking.
So you're going to cover the mirror and leave?
Yep.
Okay. You head back through the village and return to the small crow house. The little crow house and the big old crow house. Little new crow house, big old crow house. As you come back in, you find that Moira is still there, tending about things. She's with your sisters.
Yeah.
Your brother and your
yeah,
father,
we can't-
Sebastian, have gone off to
Just don't be
Work at the
too
Eldrick
really
and
that you're
River.
trying to bring back.
Nowhere to be seen.
That you think you can
The
bring out your mom and
cart
from
is still
her,
parked at
right?
the front. But beyond that, the Moira greets you and she's like, "You're back soon?"
We had a few chilling encounters.
Oh,
And, we needed just to recuperate.
you all look terrible. Are you hurt?
Yes.
A little bit.
I like open up the cloak and there's just like icicle shards sticking out of me and there's like blood and ice.
She
and
goes up
frost.
to. She's, looks like you've all got frostbite, and she starts barking orders to your sisters, saying, "Go and fetch some hot water and a few extra blankets."
Do you have any tea?
She says to your older sister, "Get a kettle boiling,"
Thank you.
and says, "What happened? You went to your old house."
It's not the most pleasant place I've ever been.
Well, take a rest. We'll tend to you. I'm not sure when Eldrick and River said they would be back, but they said they had some business to tend to. Hopefully, they'll be back soon and they can help you or something. But in the meantime, you sit right down. Your sister will get you some tea, and we'll see to that frostbite.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, be very
Okay.
careful what
Come
you
on,
tell right now.
Yeah. And I just
Seriously.
take some of my salmon that River just given me, and I just like start eating it. I need some
I
comfort food here.
gotta
I'm
hope
just
the
like,
mother. It's just
I
the
really
father's
imagine
moved
I'm just,
on.
like, sitting by the fireplace with a blanket over my
Maybe you think you
shoulders,
do that
just
commune with
sipping
dead
tea.
sort of thing.
Super.
Maybe, but
So,
all that I
do you all
They want him-
intend to
that's what
take
I'm
a
coming
short
back.
rest or a long rest?
If we, from a time perspective, if we do a short rest, we could go back.
Yeah.
But then we would be doing it at night.
ugh.
I also
A long rest puts us further back.
I don't
But it
regain
is
spell
safer.
slots on a short rest. Do I?
No.
I'm virtually useless unless I take a long rest.
So then,
I think we need a long rest.
okay,
Okay.
because it's like mid-afternoon. you
It
said?
was a rough go, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is more than an hour of healing. I think this like requires a nap.
Sure.
Before we delve into the ruins again, a big thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome gaming accessories we use, such as the initiative tracker that you've seen. Check him out. He makes amazing stuff. And to Tabletop Audio for the great ambient music you're hearing. And finally, 100 Years Bore for the amazing narration in our introduction video. If you're enjoying the stream and want to help support our work, check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
And of course, a shout out to Skull Splitter Dice for sponsoring tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim. We've been rolling some of the really fantastic metal dice here this evening.
I got 2 crits.
Yeah, they have serviced up some great crits. Although this site hasn't done too well for you tonight, Jill.
It's okay. They gave me lots of crits last week.
Okay.
Or last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
The
you
dice
can-
giveth and the dice taketh away.
That just means they're fair.
They're fair.
However, we are giving away a free set of Skull Splitter dice to one of our lucky viewers every month. If you follow us on Twitch or subscribe to us on YouTube, all you have to do is follow the links in the description below to confirm your entry. As it is now February, our second round of the contest is now open. We'll be announcing January's winner probably sometime later this week. You can also nab a +1 bonus, an extra entry into the contest if you also follow us on Twitter. If you want to pick up a setup of the dice now instead, head on over to skullsplitterdice.com, use that discount code DDudes, and that'll get you 15% off your first order. Nerds can't have enough dice for this game, so it really is, and having an awesome set of trustworthy dice is totally worth it. Now, before the break, our heroes had left the mirror dimension and had returned to Emberwood Village, where Moira and the little crows had tended to their frostburn after their encounter with Lenneth's leftover simulacra, or the simulacrum? Simulacrum. That's hard to say.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad she's dead now.
Don't need to say it ever again.
So, spending the time to rest up. The afternoon and into the evening passed rather uneventfully with tea and some snacks from Moira and some light chatter from the children. Do you tell Moira or your siblings what you've encountered so far?
No.
I quietly and subtly hint that she's the better mom by constantly thanking her, like just to make it known that she's the better version of the
I
ones
just imagine
I know.
you being like, "You're such a good mom to Sebastian." And be like, "Yeah."
She smiles and she says, "Well, that's what family's all about: taking care of each other, understanding each other, really listening to each other, not jumping to conclusions or assuming the worst in people, but seeing the good in everybody."
And then I'll like look at her through the glasses to make sure she's not a snow person. And I'm always just kind of checking, like.
You know, the first time that you met me, you were immediately kind to me, and I'm glad that you didn't like blast me in the face with snow or ice. It was really kind of you to not do that.
It's like, why do you keep bringing that up? So I'm really happy you're not blowing ice in my face.
The true Mama Carrot Top. We appreciate everything you do for us.
She smiles and said, "Well, who would I be to leave you out in the cold?"
Nice. Well done.
I'm so happy.
I would say
Emma and Sybil try to ask questions of like, "Did you see the creepy ghost in the house?
Yes,
Yeah.
And what happened?"
it was scary. There was a dog. It ate me in my dreams and almost in reality.
You tell this to your.
No, it was
Yes.
not. It didn't appear to be hostile. It had a
They
chance
just
to be
stare
hostile.
wide-eyed at you, Max. They're like, "That's so cool."
Never go in that house.
Never go in
Never,
that house,
ever,
please.
ever go in that house.
I'm
No.
going to tell everyone that my brother fought the ghost of the haunted house.
And he killed that ghost, and he is a hero.
You can't kill a ghost. They're already dead.
Oh, let me tell you.
As the evening passes, Tobias comes home with Peter, and he sees you up and down. He says, "You went into the house?
Yeah.
What happened in there? Whatever you saw? I don't want to know about it. It's part of my life that's gone."
I feel like we need answers, though.
I think we can get answers from Eldrick and River more so than from my dad. My dad didn't even know about this whole side of...
You didn't know about the mirror?
No. I mean, he knew that there was a mirror.
He stops and he says, "What are you doing with my dead wife's glasses?"
Oh.
You said you didn't want to know.
Well,
Dad.
she just
Pop.
always wore those glasses. I thought she looked cute in them.
Do you think I look cute? in- I mean, pardon, sir. Pardon, Mr. Tobias. I will not ask you if I look cute in your dead wife's glasses. What I will converse with you. Can we change the subject? Can we just get the gears rolling a different way? Oh, these old things? I put my helmet down. Can you still see them?
He sighs and he says, "They're nothing but relics of the past. You can keep them."
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
They're for hunting snow angels.
He gives you a very confused look.
it's time
Oh
for us
dear
to leave.
lord.
Yeah, I think we
Well,
we've rested up. We've gotten fed,
well,
warmed. My nose isn't so cold anymore.
Well, Dad, if you ever do want to hear about what went on in that old house, I'm sure there'll be stories of the incidents that occurred there.
It was years before people stopped talking about the night you were born.
Oh, I know. I remember. The stories. I don't remember being born. That's ridiculous. But
Take care of yourself.
yep.
Are you leaving town now, or?
We actually might pop back to the house.
Don't tell. No,
Oh.
we're gonna go
For a walk?
schmooze.
We did find something in the house. I know you don't want to know about it, but it does require further investigation. But we did want to come back here just to have some tea and rest up and mull over the things that we had found. But there's still a little bit more research that needs to be done. But it actually is very important and could be very helpful for our adventures in Drakkenheim. So I apologize that we're digging through the past, but it has proven fruitful for us. And I'll try to let the past stay in the past, but I won't bother you with what we've discovered.
I'm gonna make a wand gesture to you.
We're not going to talk about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
After completing your rest, the items that you've found, going over the few items that you have recovered, taking the time, the cloak and the first cloak that you found in the house and the locket and the glasses all have magic, but it seems like the magic has been fading rapidly since you brought them out of the house. Whatever was powering those things, it is fading out. They're still holding their magic to them, but they appear to be losing some potency now. The cape and the wand, though, that you found on Lenith's simulacra are still quite magical. Her cape is a cape of the mountebank, and once per day you can step into the cape and cast Dimension Door and disappear in a puff of smoke.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Okay, so discovering that, I have the ability to thunderstep.
Can I try it?
Do you want to teleport?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I can move really quickly already. It's not that I can teleport, but I can move
But you're
around.
so fast.
Yeah.
You might look really cool with a red cape on.
Is it
Is it-
Caspia colors?
I mean, it's not. You're blue, right? Your stuff's blue.
Blue and gold.
Are you willing to wear a red cape?
I'll be honest. I mean, your dad made my armor right now. I really lost a lot of my, and I'm wearing like boots I found off a gnome that I murdered. So,
Here you go.
thank you.
Nice.
I really appreciate
It looks quite dashing on you, actually.
I'm wearing a lot of your mom's old stuff right now.
You're wearing armor made by my dad, my mom's glasses, and my mom's old cloak.
Getting more Drakkenheim by the day.
am I part of the family? Am I part of the crows?
No.
Noted.
Hashtag noted. And what about this obsidian wand?
This obsidian wand has a screaming skull-like face in it, and it is a wand of fear. It is a rare wand that requires attunement. It has 7 charges, and while holding the wand, you can use an action to expend 1 charge and command another creature to flee or grovel as per the command spell. Or while holding the wand, you can use an action, expend 2 charges, and to cause it to emit a cone of amber light and each creature in the cone must make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. And while the creature's frightened in this way, it must spend its turns trying to move as far away from as possible as you can, and it can't willingly move closer to you. It also can't take reactions.
Sweet. I'm a wand guy now. I never thought I'd be a wand guy. I like, as we're like leaving, I'm like holding it out and be like,
Yes.
like just trying
You're
it.
practicing?
Yeah. I can cast all my spells from this. This is pretty cool.
Do you point
Yeah,
it
you
towards us at
can
any
use it
point?
as an arcane focus for your spells as well.
Guys, do I look cool? Do I look cool holding out a wand?
No.
Okay, wait. Do I go more with like the firm grip, or do I go with like an elegant, like, you know? No?
I'm sure you'll naturally discover your
I was
flair.
gonna say.
All right.
You'll figure it out.
This is gonna take a while, but I gotta find my like wand groove, you know. All right, we're
You'll
gonna
fi-
work on that.
You'll figure it out.
Cool.
As we laugh, like
I'm trying
Just
to
the
keep
whole
a
way
super,
walking back to the house.
I'm just trying to keep a super serious face, but I'm just like every time I'm just like sure.
So as you walk back to the house, you're just practicing like
I'm practicing like different wand poses. Like, do I hold it straight out? Do I hold it like ha? Ha?
and have you figured out where you hold it? Do you store it? Do you
I don't
like
know.
pull it out of your clothes?
Do I like flip it out of my clothes? I don't know. I'm like practicing like twirling it on my finger. I'm like, ha.
And I see you dropping it sometimes.
I like
'cause
fumble.
you're still used. You're not used to the.
And you just hear me like mumble things like, I'm a wand guy. Got a wand.
And I'm just like, my
What's my name?
friends,
Mr. Wand.
Mr. Wand. Nice to meet you. I'm Wand. Nope.
Want to know where I got this? What?
Ever. Nope.
It's a wonderful wand you have there.
It's a wonderful life. Wand. I'm like, you guys now realize that all my one-liners, I go through about 100 bad ones before I find one that works, and even those aren't that good. So
How do I do that? What's the cloak? Is it a robe?
it
or
is a
cloak?
cape of the mountebank.
Now, can we go over the nuances between a cape and a cloak? No.
Oh, we're gonna start that debate now?
Yeah. So the properties of my cape.
Yes, it is a cape of the mountain.
Gracias.
Cool. So you proceed back to the dilapidated Crow Manor. The house on the wrong side of town with the wrought iron fencing and the high steepled rooftops, the boarded up windows, which you broke down the door before as well. Sebastian, it feels as you approach that aura of unease around here still exists, but it's a calmer one. And as you head back through the house, putting on the artifacts, you can almost feel like their magic is being pulled back into them as they get closer to the mirror again. And you step through the mirror into the dimension beyond. And once again, as you come down that long hallway, you can hear the pitter-patter of that hound following you through the halls.
Forgot about that.
I want to try to pet it.
I'm not afraid of dogs. I have a wand.
Fetch.
Pluto, keep it away from me.
It as you reach out to touch it, you can all hear the growling
Ugh.
as you reach towards it.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, boy. We can actually see the hound.
No, only Pluto wearing the glasses can see it.
Okay, I just say, hey, boy. Hey, boy.
Pluto, where is it? Show it to me. I'm not feeling cool with this.
Is it right next to me? Is it behind me?
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Is it just kind of following us and sniffing us again? It's not here anymore, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Which way will you go now?
What way have we not explored? I'm a little disoriented. My map once again just has question marks and lines in various directions and the words up and down about 20 times.
Going over all the different ways. It seems like there is, from what you can recall, and I'll help summarize this for you because there are a lot of different directions. You haven't gone up the staircase in the barracks room. Also, you did go through the double doors in the main foyer, but then you went back the other way. There's another set of double doors
We
at the end of
retreated,
that
yeah.
hallway.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
Because we were following the footsteps of the
And
thing.
then they came back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I think that would be a cool.
Yeah,
place
that
to
seems
go
like
that
a
way?
logical.
Yeah.
It's like if we get a new house, a new place. You gotta like check out all the different little nooks and
Just
crannies.
see how many closets you have.
How many more demon summoning things?
Yeah.
If we find another demon summoning circle, should we not break it?
We'll cross that bridge.
I feel like the last one worked out pretty well.
Yeah, actually, if anything, yeah, we created some sort of fun hazard.
Anomaly.
Sure.
Novel.
An incident?
So you will open. So to get back that way, you'll need to leave your. Do you leave the equipment on the statue of Lena?
Glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cloak and the
Okay.
pendant.
The halls now, the melted water that was around here is mostly.
Huh?
Gone now. Just a few droplets, almost just like water stains left on the floor.
Has it been a day? It's like
Yeah.
it's in like the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then I say, okay.
I'm feeling much more confident being in here when I know there's not a crazy ice lady wandering around.
Yeah, I feel a little calmer, a little warmer in my soul.
Does it feel
You're hurt?
warmer?
I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more just an
The whole place
emotional
still
warmth.
feels gloomy and hostile and cold.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, there could be other things in here that might kill us, but
Yeah, it's fair.
Okay.
let's. So we go through the big doors,
Mm-hmm.
and is
And
there
then,
anything to hear or see?
so beyond the great set of obsidian doors in the main foyer, there is a long, wide hallway, pillared and with the same lights that were in the earlier hallway, those kind of black lights that were illuminating. The hall, which actually I think you shot out a few of these ones as well.
We've been breaking lights.
We've been breaking
The
this-
hall ends in another set of obsidian doors, set of obsidian double doors.
I
Do we
mean,
knock?
Should we see if they're open?
I guess that would be the logical choice.
Mhm.
Who wants to push open the doors?
I volunteer myself as tribute.
Because you're the strongest.
Yeah, I can't open these doors. I'm not
So
nearly
weak.
strong enough.
Let me flex my muscles.
Okay.
In
Actually,
my
not very
lady robe.
You dramatically push the doors open.
Sorry,
Oh,
keep
cool.
And
going.
as you do,
I can hear something.
you can. The sound of rushing wind fills your ears. It's that sound of when you're in the same sound of when you're in a speeding vehicle, of rushing, and the windows are down, that rushing wind that being sucked out of the room almost. Because in this room, part of the wall has broken away on the north side. And what you can see on the north side of the room, it looks like there was once a pillar or the base of a statue, which is only left behind shattered and broken remains, as if the statue was blasted back into the wall and the wall opened up, and it's just opening into that inky blackness of this shadowy realm. And there's a rushing of wind and licking shadows filling this room that are dancing against the green orbs which illuminate the rest of the room. The whole room is very different from the other rooms. It's still made of the same obsidian stone as the rest of the complex, but intricate carvings have been created here. It is a roughly rectangular room, 60 feet wide, but only 40 feet deep. And the high ceiling still reaches up quite high as well, ending in hard 90-degree corners. But there are obsidian carvings all up the room, depicting shadowy figures clashing against each other in some sort of cosmic conflict. There are skulls, undead creatures, shadows, elemental forces of all of darkness and cold colliding with each other. And on the south end of the room, you can see the mural kind of clashes, and it appears to be in the middle point of the room where the doors open up. The carvings almost form what looks like the two sides of a battle. On one side, the carvings are of frost and ice and wind and shadows, and the shapes of flying, screaming crows and ravens and flocks of birds and almost what look like the ghosts of elves or banshees. And this force of ice and shadow is clashing in the other carvings against macabre zombies, lumbering creatures, and skeletons. And the south side of the room, there is another base pillar of a great statue, which is still in place. Perched on the statue is a massively obese creature that looks like the cross between an orangutan or a baboon, but it has a massive distended belly and it's a carving. It's an obsidian statue that almost looks like its intestines are spilling out from its guts, and there's pustules all covering its belly. It's an intricate and lifelike, almost life carving. It has big bat-like wings coming out of it, and the head of a goat and cloven feet. And it's perched on top and holding a great axe beside it in one hand, and in its other hand, it is holding a purple glowing crystal.
Do I recognize this this figure? Like, is it is it meant to be a god or a demon?
Yeah, is it like an
Have I ever heard of it?
monster?
The iconography is conflicting and strange. Give me an Arcana check. There's one last detail I must give as well. Spilling out from it, it has eyes of crystal that are leaking a green goo, almost like tears. And they're coalescing, driving down the obsidian and forming cracks in the floor in front of it that are forming this bubbling green liquid on the ground in front of you.
I only got a 7.
This creature, you've heard of cosmic conflicts between gods and demons. The forces of shadow and darkness are not always in alignment with one another. They are not monolithic. This is depicting a battle between two great forces of shadow, a battle which ostensibly this goat, baboon, bat creature has won.
So which side am I on?
Is there like at the base of it? Is there anything written? Is there any like language?
There are the odd markings of runes describing everything in various forms and bastardized languages. What languages do you know?
Celestial and infernal and common.
The script
Infernal?
here
I had to
appears
study.
to the runes here are a bastardized version of Infernal known as Abyssal.
Ooh.
But so you can recognize them for what they are. There's also some elven runes for shadow
As in the
and
deep.
frost
It's not
that
the
you can see
devil's
around here.
human language.
But most of the other symbols and iconography, unfortunately, with Sebastian's check, it's like, I don't know what these mean.
Seems to be some sort of magic.
Your mom has like the gothiest place I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of weird that this was her kind of vibe, and then meanwhile she gave birth to me on Halloween.
That's surprising.
Well, I don't know. How do you time that? How do you,
Magic.
I feel like it was planned.
She's pretty magical.
It's true. She could have just been like, "I'm gonna magically give birth."
Do they
to
all have
Shadow."
Halloween?
I just
Or
can't
Old
see your
Hallows
dad
Eve?
marrying someone like that.
I know
and
he's
then
like
seeing...
a very like humble blacksmith, like regular dude, and then here's like mom worshiping ape goat bat
thing.
and
Yeah.
the clash of
Mhm.
darkness versus undead.
Can a clone have babies? I ask as a as a uninitiated. Why? Well, because maybe your mom was a clone that your dad knew.
Maybe.
You know, maybe he didn't know the real one,
My real mom was a
Yeah.
clone.
and you never knew real mom. It's just brainstorming. Just brainstorming.
Thinking outside the box.
Like, as I look at weird runes and be like, that looks hard to read.
I'm
You're
more.
like pointing out. You're like, your mom might have been a clone, and I'm like, you can read that.
And it's like,
Is that written there?
oh no, I have no idea what this says.
I'm more worried about these lights. I'm still worried about these lights.
The only thing that strikes you as you examine the room is that the thing that this goat is holding is a piece of delirium.
Yeah, there's no way we disturb that.
Like,
Or
the thing
maybe
is,
we stand back
this
and you
thing should
grab
be-
it with mage
Be-
hand?
she
Yeah.
was
I mean,
dead
at the ready.
before
Again, I say
the
we
delirium.
smash
Let's
out the
stand-
lights first.
Let's stand in the doorway
Yeah, let's stand in the doorway.
I've
so that if it
got a
closes, we
bad
end
feeling.
up on Nye's side,
Right side.
the right side.
All right.
Okay. So we're all kind of peeking our heads in, like watching you do your mage hand.
Wait, guys, hold on.
And I'm gonna look
Pull out my
behind us.
wand.
No.
Oh, okay,
Not
all
the
right.
wand.
Not the first time.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to use. I'm just using it to. I'm practicing my wand moves. Point it out, and a glowing purple hand emerges and moves forward. And it scoops up the orb.
Okay. It is a perfectly spherical piece of delirium that it has picked up. And as it lifts it up, you can see that it almost looks like this piece of delirium has been encased in spherical glass. Of some kind. As it scoops up the orb. And as you lift it up, a voice rings out in all of your minds. And it says in a deep, booming voice, "That's not part of the bargain. That's mine."
Can you just clarify the terms of the bargain, Mr. Voice?
Who are you?
Put it back. Put it back.
I like place it back in the hand, but my mage hand is still on it.
Come closer, let me get a good look at you.
I'm going to trust this. I've put the orb back. What's the worst that can happen?
Why no?
I'm thinking that his actual mother
I'm staying
was
by
Guys,
the
this is
door.
not just
this
a
is my new
silly.
home. Don't
I
worry.
May have
I'm
been
going to
not a good guy.
Like clumsily try to grab at you, but I'm trying to watch our backs as well, so I don't really stop you.
We could learn something here, guys. Curious Sebastian steps forward and stands before the statue. Your Majesty, and like bows.
You stand before the belly of death.
Good.
It's always good to see a wayward soul come back and visit me. How are you finding the mortal world, little one?
It's been pretty good so far.
Is
You know, ups and
Sebastian
downs.
a demon?
He said come back. Does he know you? Do you know him? I shout from the door. Do you know him?
Do you know him?
I know all who come through my good domain.
Have I? Wait. Hmm?
Do you know me?
Wait. Do people start off dead? I'm confused. When was I in your domain?
Before you came to this world, and when you leave it, you'll come back just like they all do.
Fair enough. How did you get here?
I am not here.
Touche.
That's a relief.
Ugh.
I am here.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, wow.
No, that.
Yeah, I
I feel
love
like as he's
my hand
responding,
literally
you're, like,
just
picking up the
dropped.
globe and then
I
putting
was
it
like,
back, and then picking it up
I'm
and
like,
then
I
putting
still
it
have
back.
the mage hand on the orb. What were the terms of the agreement that were made? I'm the new owner of this location. New buyer. Just trying to get my lay on the land here.
Haven't signed the lease yet, but
Checking all the
yeah.
closets.
Only a pact for the greatest of my secrets. The secret sold for a soul.
Whose soul?
The one whose soul is now bound to this place.
Lenneth?
If that's what you call her.
She offered you her soul in exchange for secrets. She died giving birth to me. Was that part of the arrangement?
I only offer knowledge, not the wisdom to use it.
she got past the thing, and when she used it, it killed her.
Don't take the knowledge. Don't
Yeah,
take
if
it.
he offers,
don't take the
say
knowledge,
no.
You might be able to take the sphere.
Take the orb.
Okay,
the orb.
I believe
What if I take the orb?
the public safety note says, well, this goes, first you say no,
You
then
want
you
this
get out
orb.
there.
I haven't decided yet.
I
This
want
is
the
a
orb.
very interesting situation that I find myself in. I might prefer knowledge.
The orb.
Oh my
You can
God.
buy knowledge.
You are a
You can read knowledge.
little wayward spirit. Getting through the gaps. Perhaps you should just come home.
Not yet.
Oh,
I have more work to do.
what is this thing?
If you want to stay, you'll have to keep outrunning the hounds. They miss you very much.
Stay away from the dogs. I told you dogs are trouble.
My power comes from you and your realm, if I'm not mistaken.
No, boy, you very much are mistaken.
Did you mean like mistaken or mistaken? I'm so sorry, demon thing. I shouldn't. I'm.
Why did my mother build this place? Why did she put you in here? What knowledge was she after?
That's knowledge. Don't take it.
That's a question.
But maybe he can answer all of our questions.
But then he'll take you.
Okay, Sebastian,
I
look the
know.
other way.
No.
Guys, what?
Do we have
Yep.
to get a rope around you again and
Yeah.
pull you out?
Yeah.
This was.
Pluto, go get him.
Okay, I'm gonna start walking into the room.
What do you know about my mom?
What's it worth to you?
What's it worth for you?
I'm gonna put my hand on Sebastian's shoulder. Come on, buddy. We're going down a weird road right now.
I could tell you very much, but the cost. I can always entertain a nice bargain.
Demon, you need to back up. Not physically, because you're not here, but back up away from my friend. Stay away from him.
Sebastian, leave the orb and the knowledge. Stay with your friends.
I pull the mage hand off the orb.
No.
No, like I don't pick it
Oh.
up. I leave the orb. I move the mage hand. It
Oh, no.
disappears.
I wanted the orb.
Oh, you don't want the knowledge, you want the orb?
I think it's bad either way. I step away and kind of like turn away from the statue and turn back to Pluto, and I'm like, I don't know.
Let's take a minute and figure out where that hole came from.
Theo,
Can you close the hole?
It's a little breezy.
I think let's get out of here for a second. Let's go see that out of the room that we don't know and think about this.
Theo, we could find out what happened to my mom.
We could also figure out what brought the meteor and blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
we could find out what brought the meteor. We could find out
At what
maybe the way
cost?
into the castle. It's
I think you're forgetting your dad's words, though.
But did
The
his
past
mother
things
somehow?
after the past.
my mom built this place. My mom put this here.
And she put a lot of crazy crap in here.
And what?
And
But
she died
why?
doing it.
She didn't die doing it. She died giving birth to me. That's entirely different.
But
You know,
Most
you don't think
likely-
they're related.
And
sounds like it's
Maybe that's something else that I want to know.
Yeah.
but I think knowledge is not worth your soul.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, but weird belly demon. Is
I
the
know,
place to get
But
Get a
it
book. There's a
can
bunch of
come
books
about by
upstairs.
different means.
There's more research we can find.
It perhaps at a
and
far
your
cheaper price.
soul is not worth the knowledge.
Demon, one last question.
Yes.
What is your name?
That one will cost you for sure.
Oh, no.
It was worth a try. We'll see ourselves out now. Have a good day.
As you turn to leave,
Uh-oh.
the
Yeah.
doors slam
Ah.
shut.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now we're all in the room.
Hello.
This is why we stay at the door.
I pull out my wand. Watch it, demon. I have a wand.
Hmm. You don't want to make a deal? No? You're not interested, eh?
I'm very interested, but I need some time to contemplate. You still haven't told me what the deal was that was previously made.
As I said, that will cost you too.
See, this is why we're not getting along. There needs to be like how
Can
do
we
I
have a
know?
sample? Can we have a sample
like-
of your
Give me a
knowledge?
sample.
Like
Give me
a
yeah, that's like if we could try some of your knowledge, see
Yeah.
what you're offering.
No.
I'm more willing to give something for more of it. See what I'm saying here? Right now, all that you're telling me is you're dark, you're evil, you're mysterious, and for all I know, I might die just talking to you. So I don't
You
know where we
might.
stand.
How about we make a bet?
Sounds even worse. Sounds worse, Sebastian.
Are you a gambling man?
I know something about you.
He's just taunting you now.
He knows how to get it.
Devil
You're
is all-
afraid, aren't you, of my little puppy?
What is he a dog? In which case,
You're not a puppy.
have been all my life.
Show me that you're not afraid, and I'll answer one question for you.
Okay.
I know you're not afraid.
Not afraid of a dog.
I am.
We'll go hide in the corner.
Okay. Prove it. And the green tears coming from the statue turn black as an inky shadow drops into the ground in front of it and coalesces into the form of the hulking hound that has been following you through this complex. The same hound that has been following you your entire life, Sebastian. Veo, this thing is horrifying.
Yeah, I'm not having a good time.
Uh-oh.
I've backed myself into
Its
a corner.
eyes are an inky abyss. Its maw of teeth and leading to a throat of endless nothingness.
Okay, I gotta look up what this thing.
As it bellows out in front of you. And the voice says one last time, all you have to do is live. Roll for initiative.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna put me in the corner. I backed into the corner. Closer to the door. Like I didn't go very far in the room yet.
And I went up to you, yeah, to kind of like talk to you. To be like, hey, buddy. Skull splitter.
Scary demon dogs.
I believe.
Nice.
So,
Ooh.
we've killed a lot of gnolls, which are like dogs. This is
Okay.
just another dog.
Now,
More like hyenas.
keep in mind, some of these are gonna be like fan arts, but
Yeah, so this should be easier.
here's like some things that
This is only like a
showing you.
nightmare from your whole life.
Yeah, it's only my worst nightmares come into reality, and I just need to prove that I'm not afraid of it.
Oh, this is like what I imagine what my worst nightmares would be, and I'm living it. Yep.
And 24 hours ago, you killed your mom with fire.
No, the
Simulacrum.
Veo, what you got?
Simulac Mom. 14.
Sebastian?
16.
3. I haven't.
I'd rather take the Simulac Mom
Yeah.
than
Bring
the
her back.
scary demons of life. Live demons in the form of dogs.
With like bellies coming out and dripping acid shadow.
Knowledge is not worth
Yeah,
being mauled by a
I
dog.
agree. This goth aesthetic is not. Dude, we're really
what I
changing the
pictured.
theme
Yeah.
after we take over. I'm done with
Need to
this.
incorporate some colors other than obsidian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
what goes
think
well
that,
with
yeah,
this
I think that
obsidian?
is the most accurate.
Gold.
Some nice purples.
Purple, yeah.
Yes.
Blue.
Yeah.
I like cool colors.
Okay.
We need like a north-facing window
So,
with like nice light.
get
Sunlight.
everything all assembled here. Okay. So, as the shadows uncoil onto the ground,
Getting that shadow dog in there. Ooh,
It's just a wee puppy.
puppies are vicious.
Uh-oh.
Ow! We didn't get rid of the lights.
Oh yeah, the lights. I love the lights.
see me.
The ichors of the room coalesce
Oh my god.
into 4 more lurching shadows as the hound takes its full form. It is almost emaciated, the whole hound. Like, it has that lean muscle to it, that whole hulking upper body and thick limbs, but you can still see that there's not like an ounce of fat on its body, and its underside looks like it's been torn open. You can see like the ribs and this just shadowy, inky mass just leaking out from the bottom of it, as if its rib cage was split open. Its jaw is almost split in half as well, and these twisted shadows then take form in the room around you all as they begin to close in for the kill. The first up to act is the hound. And Sebastian, what is the name of this hound?
I had named it Reaper.
Okay.
What's
Sebastian.
your name?
How fitting.
That was before we started the campaign. I named my future puppy Reaper because I thought it was
Mhm.
cute, and now I wish.
So we're gonna know how it got its name in a moment.
Reaper lurches forward. And as it does so, the shadows around it almost make it look like it is trailing its position, and it's almost difficult to tell which is real, its body or its shadow, as it comes forward and attacks out, coming to maul you, Sebastian.
I'm not afraid.
And it gets an 18 and a 19 to hit.
Oh,
Oh god.
I just like go down, and I'm like,
It's thick as it rears back up. Its thick claws rake into you and drag across your side, and it bites down into your shoulder with its muzzle. And in total, you take 21 points of slashing and piercing damage.
Okay. Okay, cool.
It is your turn, Sebastian.
I have a rules related question very quickly. If I cast a spell as a bonus action, can I then use a wand as an action?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. I am going to Pluto. You're coming with me.
Where are we going?
We're gonna thunderstep just to the back of the room because I feel very surrounded right now.
Fair.
So I grab Pluto and I'm going to just be like, I need out.
Really don't
Okay.
fall out.
And that should hit a few of the shadows and the hound as well.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius, so
Yeah, I was looking
yeah,
for
the closer two shadows and the hound.
Yeah.
Great. So I got to make Constitution saving throws. For the first shadow gets a natural 1. So does the second shadow. And Reaper gets a big old 10.
Also, sorry, I meant to kind of say this. I'm going to use 2 points to quicken that.
Okay.
That spell.
Nice.
16 damage.
Okay. The 2 shadows are bloodied. So you want to mark them both as bloodied? Superb.
And then as my action, because that was my bonus action, I'm going to cast, use my Cone of Fear from my wand. And I hold out the wand and I yell, run! That has a 60-foot cone.
Yeah. And you can hear the laughing of the creature as it says, "They are fear incarnate."
Yeah, that's fair. It was worth a shot. None of them, eh?
They're all immune to the frightened condition.
I was hoping something in there would catch, but okay. It was worth a shot.
Does this make you
Yeah.
afraid?
No. So
Yes,
please.
in fact, because you are facing your deepest fear, I need you to make
Oh,
a
I'm so
wisdom
sorry.
saving throw
I'm so sorry.
right now.
I got a 5.
Okay. You are frightened. So on your
Good.
next turn, you will be running as fast as you can away from everything.
There's a big hole in the wall.
You don't have to run somewhere where you can't. You're not going to be safe, but you must spend your action on your next turn to run. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. We now go to Veo.
Oh, I'm scared out of my mind. So I'm gonna back myself as far as I can into a corner. Take out my bow and I'm aiming at that crazy scary dog. Using my dread ambusher. So I'm gonna take 3 attacks for my first turn. Numero uno.
Who are you attacking?
The dog.
Okay, you have disadvantage on your attack rolls.
I rolled a 1, so I probably
Okay.
that's the lowest I
Yeah,
can go.
that's the.
So that first
How
one.
low?
So the first shot, it seems like the arrow sailed right through it, right
Okay.
through it was, and just didn't do anything.
Second attack. 7.
Again, you're shooting at shadows.
I'll try it one more time.
Go for Vale.
Ooh, 18?
That does find something.
Yes. Now, with my Dread Ambusher, it gives me 1d8 damage. Is that just for my first roll?
Yeah, that would apply to the extra attack that you make with the Dread Ambusher.
18 damage.
Ugh. Ouch.
Oh, that
Oh, yeah.
sharpshooter.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
As it does, so it makes that kind of canine whimper as the arrow strikes it, and for a moment, all the flickering shadows around it stop, and it coalesces almost into a single form for a moment. There will no longer be disadvantage on attacks against it until it starts the ability again.
Well, it makes me feel good that I hit this mutt in the muzzle.
Next up are the shadows.
Sorry, it's delayed.
The shadows flicker and flit, sailing towards each of you. Two of the shadows fly towards Pluto, the other 2 towards Veo. As the voice cries out,
How far?
"Little wayward spirit, the shadows will consume your friends." Their speed is 40 feet.
They can all
the
make
two
it.
inner
I
ones
thought it
are
was 61.
bloodied. The 2 outer ones are not.
I get a 19 and a 18 against Pluto,
1 hit, 1 miss.
and a 8 and a 9 against Veo.
No! Nope.
Pluto,
Got AC 15.
you take 7 necrotic damage, and
Oh.
your strength is reduced by 2.
Ah! Shadow!
They're throwing shade.
As basically the creatures, these shadowy creatures basically have no arms or limbs. They're just tendrils of shadow that strike out, and like a whip, they kind of form around and just sting right towards your heart.
Ow!
And you just feel it almost like piercing like a mosquito, and you feel it sap your strength.
It went through the same hole that the that I used for the. It's like, no, that's a fresh wound.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Paluto, it's your turn.
I scream in pain as my heart is stabbed because I think that's an appropriate response. I flutter my lady cape, and then I pull out my drift globe, and I cast daylight.
Okay.
Nice.
Ta-da! And I cast it on the hound. Can I point it? Can I do it on a thing?
On a thing? I don't know. Let's find out.
Or on a point I choose.
On
I'll
a
just do
point.
it in the middle of the room.
Okay. Sunlight emanates from the room. And the shadows will now have disadvantage on their attack rolls. But as a creature of pure shadow stuff, the hound isn't weakened by it, but it doesn't like it. So,
Yeah, well, take that, dog.
nice move. Anything else, Pluto?
I'm gonna hold my heart.
Okay. We go to the top of the round with Reaper, the Mastiff, who needs to find a spot where he can actually get into fight there. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
He's going to Misty Step right up behind Sebastian.
At least he knows how to find you.
Today's not my day.
And Landy Sebastian with his claws. So he basically, instead of a Misty Step, it's more like a shadowy step. The dog falls back into its own shadow, like it collapses into the shadow that then slinks along the ground and then pops right back up behind Sebastian and just rakes right down your back. It gets a 12 and an 18 to hit.
Even with shield, it would match my AC, so that would still be a hit. So there's no point. Okay, one hits.
One hits? Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
Do I get a shot at the dog?
Are you adjacent to it?
I guess no. If he's on the other side of it.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, it's kind of come right up behind Sebastian.
No!
Okay.
I'm trying to protect you,
Thank you.
Okay.
but I'm not doing a good job.
Cool. We go to Sebastian. So, Sebastian, you are frightened. And you can't willingly move closer to the source of your fear. And because of the feared condition that you're afflicted by supernaturally in this room, you need to spend your action to move away from the
no.
dog.
Cool.
Cool.
So, whichever path you can get that...
Run to Veo. Run to
I
Veo.
climb through Pluto's legs,
Yes.
screaming.
Yes.
I am screaming, climbing through your legs, being like, "This is it. This is how I die. I saw it in my dreams. Please don't let it get me. Oh my god." I'm sorry, Mr. Demon. I am afraid. And
the demon just laughs. Crawl, worm. Crawl back to your grave.
I'll go to my grave. Just I don't know.
Okay,
Don't-
so you provoke opportunity attacks from the shadow and the dog. So the dog gets a 18 to hit you, and the shadow, who's got disadvantage, only gets an 8 because of the daylight. So I get you one more time with Reaper, who gets a good old max damage there. So 16 points of damage.
So this is where my wonderful feature, what is it called? Strength of the Grave is going to come into effect.
Okay.
Because I'm at 0 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to roll a charisma saving throw that is 5 plus the damage taken.
Okay.
So what was the damage taken?
It was 16 points. So you need 21.
And does he get to minus the extra? Is that how does it work?
If I only
Like do you
can
take
I take
5
more
and
than my
then-
hit points
I don't
worth
know
of
how- I've
damage?
never seen it.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm down.
Okay. You go down. You so as you lunge away from Sebastian, as you lunge away, I'll say that you kind of dive because you tried to like crawl, and you just collapse as you fall to the ground at the other end.
Under me?
Yeah, underneath Pluto.
So I'm standing on your corpse.
Yep.
Cool.
Veo, you're up.
Okay. So I cast Zephyr Strike. Zephyr Strike, which doesn't give me opportunity attacks.
Mhm.
You're right beside me, right? I turn and use one use of my healing kit
Okay.
to stabilize you. Woo! So you're stabilized. And then I use my feline agility and I run to the other side of the room.
Okay. So you basically pull out the healer's kit and bandage him up really, really quick to stabilize him. Like, rub some dirt in it, basically. And he's stable. And then you rush to the other side of the room.
And I rush
Okay.
to the other side of the room.
Okay.
I'm like, goodbye.
We need to get some hits on those things. Also, there are 2 bloody shadows. I can't talk.
Okay. The
Okay.
shadows, the 2 shadows that were on you, Vale, follow you
Woo!
to the other side of the room.
Oh.
Did they get to her? 40 feet speed, yeah.
And how wide is
No,
the
I
room?
went.
You would have gone
60.
all the way? Okay.
Yeah.
So they just beeline right after you,
Mhm.
but they have to use all their movement and action to do that. But they continue to pursue you. The other 2 go right for Pluto,
Hi.
but because of the daylight spell, they have disadvantage on their attacks. One still manages to get a 20,
oh, great.
and the other only gets a 9.
Okay.
So Pluto, you take 7 points of necrotic damage and lose 4 points of strength.
My armor's getting really heavy.
What's your strength down to?
Big old 12.
Okay, so yeah, your armor is now too heavy for you, so you're encumbered by it. So your speed is reduced by 5 feet.
Guys, we're going to die. We're going to die. We're going to die.
It is your turn though, Polluto.
Aha!
Hit-
I say.
Hit the bloodied one.
Just
Kill something.
I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. Where's my Oh, this is getting just had to just we love demons, don't we? Okay. So both of them are kind of on me.
The
So-
2 bloodied ones. Yep.
And they're like and the demon's dog.
The demon dog is coming after Sebastian.
Demon dog, stay. And can I want to throw my javelin
Mm-hmm.
and call Elven Lightning and throw it at the dog. And will the lightning explosion hit the shadowy peoples?
Well, these 2 shadows would have had to move.
Yeah?
To attack you. So I'm gonna say that if you want to, you can reposition yourself.
Yep.
And get.
Then
Say that into the
Position.
mic.
Okay, so
So yeah, I realized that I didn't move the shadows from last turn, so they would have had to move. So you could position yourself in such a way that you could throw the javelin and hit all 3 of them with the
Okay.
bolt.
yeah, I'm gonna use my first attack first to stab the first one, and then wind up, and then throw.
Okay.
So 19 to hit
That hits.
Nice.
for oh wait, no, hold on. My damage has gone way down. For 9 damage.
Okay. That bloodies the mastiff.
Woo!
And the lightning damage against the shadows?
22 to hit.
You just roll the damage against the shadows. Yeah. It's 46 lightning, and I have to make dexterity saving throws for them. Which I fail, but I make for the dog.
15 damage.
They are destroyed. The 2 shadows are both destroyed by the lightning. So you fire the javelin of lightning, dispersing the shadows with a corona of electrical energy. And it also severely wounds the shadow mastiff.
Were those both the bloodied ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and the dog takes an extra 7 damage from the javelin.
Okay.
So he takes 15, I guess, halved plus the 7.
Yep.
And then I'm going to rush the dog,
Okay.
and I'm gonna slam it into the ground with my shield.
Nice, nice. So you basically run forward to retrieve the
Yeah.
spear, slamming the dog into the ground.
Nice.
Getting a 17.
I get a 15.
Woohoo!
So you push it to the ground and just
Down, dog.
and it slides across the ground, and as it and starts to kind of like coalesce around. Cool. We go to the top of the round with the Shadow Mastiff. It leaps to its feet, and the shadows come back around it once more. And it so once again, it's got its disadvantage aura happening, and it just goes right for you, Paluto.
Hi, doggy.
Getting a 10 to hit and a 19 to hit.
The 19 ties.
Okay. That's going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
I'm gonna repost and
Okay.
just can I punch it?
Yeah. I mean, the spear's right there.
Can I
You
just-
could have picked it up at the end of your
Okay.
turn. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. So on its miss. 19 to hit
That hits.
for 11 damage. I'm so weak.
Nice. Okay. That was just your riposte. So, Sebastian, over to you. So you're stable. Roll a d20. If you get a 20, you wake up.
That's an 18.
Okay.
You know, it's
But
pretty,
you are stable anyways.
pretty good.
Cool.
That was
Okay,
close.
okay.
I open my eyes for a second and I see Pluto fighting the dog, and I just go, ah! And pass back out.
Fair.
Cool. Bail.
Me. Okay. Again, wanting to get away from these shadows, I cast another Zephyr Strike.
Mm-hmm.
It's my bonus action, and I rush across diagonally to the room.
Okay.
So again, I can make it 60 feet diagonally. And I turn around and I take 2 shots at the closest shadow to me.
Okay. So you're going to leap across the pools of
Not
Icor?
all the
Yeah.
way to the
Yeah.
dog.
Okay.
though.
Okay.
There.
And shoot them?
And
Nice.
I'm going to shoot the closest shadow with my first shot. 17.
It's a hit.
Nice.
Boom.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
14 plus 2 8s. 30?
30.
30 damage?
30
The shadow
damage.
is just destroyed.
Nice.
Even though it only takes half damage from the attack because of its resistance, it's just wiped out by
Nice.
the amount of damage.
And I
Well done.
take the second shot at the other shadow for 10.
10?
10
To
to
hit?
hit.
10 to hit?
Yeah.
That is a miss, I'm afraid. It just
Boom.
sails right through the shadowy tendrils.
That's all right.
Nice shot.
I got one.
Nice, nice,
Okay.
nice.
And that's it.
Okay. The shadow flies back towards Uveo in pursuit.
I like how you're just making the shadow chase you around.
Yep.
Chasing shadows. This time it gets an 18 to hit.
Yes.
It's going to be 13 necrotic damage, and you lose 2 points of strength as it finally reaches out with its shadowy tendrils and rakes through your body, sending a chill going through your entire system.
I just did override. Yeah. I'm just gonna erase it later.
I'm already not strong. So.
Okay. Pluto, you're up.
It's Pluto's turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat a dead dog. That's not good, but I gotta do it. Like I'm going with it. Stabby stabby.
Oh, there.
Uh,
Oh, great.
22 to hit. For 9 damage.
My claws are so unstrong.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
stop haunting my friend. You are a mean dog. 22 to hit for another 6 damage.
Alrighty.
Does it even care that I'm stabbing it?
You are just slashing it and slashing it and slashing it. Did you roll those? And as you do, hacking away at these shadows, as it just starts to disintegrate into tatters, and the shadows fall to the ground like ribbons, and are gone.
And I keep attacking where it was.
Mm-hmm.
In a sort of dramatic, overly dramatic way. I like that. Yeah, I'm like really trying to sell it. Like, I'm stabbing it with my spear, and then I run over to Sebastian and cradle his head.
Okay.
And I go, "Are you okay? Are you okay? You don't have to be afraid anymore."
I'm so scared, Pluto. I'm so scared.
And I'm gonna give you one of your health potions.
A greater healing or a regular? With the regular kind.
Yeah, a greater.
Cool.
I'm gonna, I make you guzzle it.
I'm just looking over, being like, being attacked by a shadow. I'm like,
And I'm just making this way more dramatic than it needs to be. Like, it's okay.
Well, they survived.
Oh. Cool. We're back.
Oh yeah, I killed your dog.
Great.
Well, actually, I don't know if it died. It just kind of disappeared.
There's still a shadow over there.
help me!
Yeah. As you wake up, Sebastian, you can still see the hound in the corner, and it's just sitting in the corner of the room where the shadowy ribbons that Pluto tore apart are.
Oh wait, sorry. Was there still another shadow?
Yeah. I assume that Veo can definitely deal with it on her turn. Yeah,
Okay,
we can
sorry,
wrap it up
sorry,
there.
I got
yeah.
out of,
It's okay. We went into a dramatic moment. And
Yeah, and it was good. It was good. I'm cool with that.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You guys had that one.
Shadow was killed by Veo.
I killed.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the final hound, it just dissipates.
Pluto, prop me up. Prop me up. Ugh. Hey, demon. I passed your test. I wasn't afraid at all.
Not even once.
I like wipe a bunch of blood and like spit out like a bunch of blood. Whatever.
I put my hand up. I was afraid. Luckily, this wasn't my test.
Yeah, I was actually afraid too.
I am unconvinced, but this hound shall follow you till the end of your days as a reminder of the fear that you could not
So basically, they're at
overcome,
level 6 now.
that you needed these the help of your pathetic friends to survive, that you may call on it, and maybe one day you will not fear it anymore.
Did you miss the sweet thunder step I did? Whatever.
Is he trashing?
You
my
may
lady king?
ask of me one question.
Think about this real careful.
Yeah,
Team
don't.
huddle.
The deal.
I'm in.
What was his mother's deal?
Okay, so we're all like huddled around. I'm like,
In
guys,
full
I just named
detail.
a pet dog. Should I ask him what we should name it?
No!
No!
No,
okay,
you can
no,
do that on
bad
your
idea.
own.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
Nope.
Should we
Nope.
ask him something obviously about your mom?
Just ask him, where is your mom?
No.
now?
But he could be
No,
so
but
vague
I mean,
about it.
what if the answer
No,
is
I think the
dead?
mother is in fact
That-
dead.
Where's
wanna
your
know
mom's soul?
Why did she build this place? He said she was here.
Yeah, he
He
said a
already answered
soul
that
is here.
question. He already answered that question.
What if we ask? Oh man.
I want to know. Well, remember you said
Ask
you wanted to know
what
why
the.
What's his name?
she built the place. Why did she build this place?
Ask carefully. I have much knowledge,
Oh.
but I cannot answer all questions.
Oh, maybe he knows why the meeting.
Anything
Should we ask
within
why the
my
Rat Prince
knowledge.
is so cool.
No.
Anything that is within my knowledge, I shall answer for you.
Can we know what's within your knowledge first? Because I feel like it's a waste
Can
of
we
a
get a
question
list
if you
of
just
all the
said
things
no.
you-
Nah, that would be a pretty fair demon if I let you get away with that much.
He said he knew something about me.
Yeah. What does he know? Oh, maybe. Yeah. Ask
Like,
that.
is that But I feel like there's but like, why did the meteor hit Drakkenheim?
Question: if we want more questions answered, can we fight more demon dogs?
That's not
No
our
wishing
question.
for more wishes.
Okay. Do I ask, what does the demon know about me?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
ask,
yeah.
are we sure? Like, there's so many other things we could ask. Where is your dad?
Well, you talked about.
Don't give that in the possibilities
Hold
of things,
on.
because I'll
You
obviously
Where
go
is
for that.
Caspia's treasure?
You
No.
talked about.
Mm.
You talked about.
My dad is much.
Or he talked about knowing, like, you came from here. He said you came from here. Did he say all of us came, or you came from? So what? Like, maybe there's he has something to do with the meteor, or your
Yeah,
birth, or
the
the death
meteor.
of your
How
mom.
do I word that? Like, what ties me?
Does this wand make
Yeah,
me look
what-
cool?
Does this wand make me look cool?
No. Is your birth tied to the meteor, or does your power tied to the meteor? And how is your tie? No, how? How?
And it's okay.
It's much more
We don't have to
specific.
think. We don't have to worry too much. Like,
We'll get other answers
Yeah.
elsewhere. I'm sure there's other demons.
but if there's a pressing thing on your mind, I want you to follow your heart right
I
now.
agree with that. Yeah, I'm into it.
You faced your fear.
Did he?
You
Drum
said
roll.
you
Oh,
said
yeah.
you knew something about me. I want to know what connection I have to the events that have taken place in Drakkenheim, with my mom, with this house, with all of this. There's something here that connects me to this, and there's something you know about me.
I know much, but you have asked more than one question there, mortal. You want to know of your connections to that blasted city, to your mother, to this place, to this village, to your birth. You may ask of me one, and I will tell you what I know.
It seems fitting, since we're in the house that I was born in, dealing with the sanctum that my mother constructed. Why was my birth what it was? The storm, the undead, the shadow magic, what was my mom doing that caused this whole thing, that caused me?
She was only doing what I taught her how to do. And in that trade, a soul for a soul, you rode into this world from a realm of shadow, from deep within my belly. Wayward spirit that you are, and now here you stand in this world.
She traded her soul for me. She chose to sacrifice herself to bring me here? I'm just asking for clarification. That's not a second question.
He voice pauses for a moment.
Maybe call him, like, start to butter him up a bit. Oh, great demon.
Oh, handsome.
Yeah, yeah.
Somewhat.
Full belly demon.
Full belly demon.
Really lay it on. I think he likes that stuff.
Wings, compliment.
Yeah, but I don't think it.
With
He
the
likes it,
most
but I don't think it
glorious
will.
wings.
And the weirdest, funniest.
And the
green
weirdest
eyes.
face.
If you want the answer to that question, you'll have to ask your mother.
Oh, come on.
And that's what going on.
His mom's dead. She died.
You said that she sacrificed her soul to bring me here.
Your mother is dead.
I'm getting a few more answers out of this.
Okay, nice. Okay, that's
I'm
nice.
waiting. But is there a but?
But
demon lord.
Oh, great knowledgeable demon.
If you want those answers, they're going to cost you more.
Yeah, I say we figured it out on our own.
And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Yeah.
Come here, puppy.
No, keep that thing
No,
away.
no, it's not allowed.
Does the dog just hang out next to me now?
We have issues. Wait, can I see it? Is it there now? Or can only he see it?
Well, depending on your next move, you guys have definitely gained enough XP to level up,
Woo!
which does mean that you
Zing.
will be able to summon your little shadow mastiff now, and yeah, we'll take it from there. That'll be some interesting things. I think for next time, all of you can prepare your level up, but you will take that from when you take a rest next. If you want to continue, there's still more to explore here, but this is a pretty big milestone. And if you still want to talk to this big old demon, then we'll see if you want to cook up some more deals.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Listen, I may have 9 lives, but I'm not willing to give them up to this.
Oh, if you have 9, we
No,
can
I
get
have the
more
one
questions.
soul.
Oh yeah, we could get
That sounds like a
so
really good
many more
trade.
questions. We'll just trade like a few of your souls.
Nope.
Like 4.
You
Maybe
only
it's
have.
delirium.
Oh, yeah, give him more spheres.
We'll figure it out.
Mhm.
We'll figure it out.
So that's where we're gonna wrap it up for tonight.
Thank you.
That was
Uh,
intense.
Yeah, that was super.
Oh man,
So many-
I did so well in that last battle though.
Is my strength returning or
You're
when you
welcome.
take a short rest, you will regain your strength.
Oh, okay, because I'm at -2 right now.
Kudos.
It's bad.
my
Thanks
armor's
for
really
cradling
heavy?
me.
So we'll be back again next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Back to our usual time. Hopefully, all of our health issues stay in line, and we don't get another polar vortex and all that jazz. Yeah, and of course, for those of you that joined us late or missed the earlier part, this will be up on YouTube by Friday, so you can catch up with all the fun and all of our previous episodes there as well. And yeah, just a huge thanks to our crew. As usual, we had Jill as Veo Senya, Kelly as Sebastian Crow, and Joe as Paluto Jackson tonight. So a big thank you to them, as well as our producer Clayton for keeping things running behind the scenes and being super, super active in chat and talking to y'all and telling them about my 98-hour work week. Yeah, so, and thanks to all of you for watching with us tonight.
And of course, if you're enjoying the stream and you want to support us, you can check out our Patreon, which you can find using the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. So please check us out.
Yeah, and of course, make sure that you also check out our giveaway for the Skull Splitter Dice, who have sponsored our episode tonight. The links are right down in the description below, so you can enter to win your chance to win a set of Skull Splitter's amazing dice sets. Or you can also head on over to skullsplitterdice.com, use that discount code DDUDES to save 15% if you cannot resist these awesome dice, and I wouldn't blame you if you couldn't.
They're so good.
Yep. And of course, as it was said before, the VOD will be up on YouTube here on Friday, and we've got some cool episodes coming in the next couple of weeks. We just shot some episodes this weekend, and we're shooting more next weekend as well. We got quite a lot of cool stuff coming
It's a
up.
busy time for us.
Yeah, it has been. So you'll be able to find all that on YouTube on Thursday and Friday this week.
Tonight's game session featured audio by Tabletop Audio. Again, love the playlist. Really like it.
Yeah.
And the intro video voiceover by 100 Years Bore. Thank you so much.
And our game accessories were generously provided by Axe and Shield. He creates the beautiful initiative tracker. He also makes flight stands and all sorts of other cool things that can really up your game at your table. So check him out.
And as well, if you're wondering where the Dungeon and Train stuff all come from, that is Dwarven Forge. It's their new Dungeons of Doom stuff. All the LEDs and all that cool stuff that you saw there is all Dwarven Forge stuff. Treated myself for the holidays. Got some gift cards for my
those
birthday.
are really the green.
Yeah,
light.
and of course we use miniatures by Hero Forge and WizKids as well. So if you're wondering how you can get your hands on those, that's where they're from. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a lovely evening playing some D&D with you all, and we will see you next week back in Drakkenheim.
Ooh, perfect timing on that. Well, and thank you for joining me on this episode of my Drakkenheim React. Lots of backstory revealed, and not only backstory, but plot relevant. From what we could tell, the fact that the delirium was there in a place that she had, but though she died before the delirium, the meteorite that brought delirium to their kings, indicates she is linked to what happened, and he didn't just have a dream about stuff, but yeah. And if you're wondering what the moral of this, see demon, kill on sight. This is Frida Rio Mantra, half elven YouTuber, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.